In this video, I'm going to show you how I made $1.4 million in revenue dispatching trucks in 2023. I'm being dead serious. I'm going to show you the business model I used, the basics of truck dispatching, how I find carriers, how I sell to them through a sales funnel, and finally, how I actually book high-paying loads for them. I'm not joking when I say this. If you're a truck dispatcher, this is the most important video you'll watch all year. I've already helped many dispatchers make over $10,000 per month just using this information that I'm about to give away for free. All I ask for in return is that you just watch this whole video to the end. That's it. Just watch this free mini course, start making money, and if you still need more help, then you can think about joining Dispatcher University for $97. It's literally the cheapest dispatching course on the market. But again, you don't have to join that if you don't want to. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into the free mini course. Welcome to the first training video inside Dispatcher University Lite, which is my free mini course for truck dispatchers, where I will show you step by step how to start a successful truck dispatching business from scratch. Okay. And this training video is no different. In this training video, I'm just going to give you a bird's eye view of the model that we're going to follow. Okay. The business model that we need to follow, all the steps we need to take, all the systems that we need to set up in order to find success. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so here we are inside the model, and here's what we're going to cover in today's training video. I'm going to start off by explaining a little bit about who I am and why you should even listen to me in the first place. So I'll give you a little bit of background on me because I'm assuming most of you don't know who I am. And then after that, we will talk about the big picture, okay, the business model that we need to follow. So I'll walk you through that step by step. We'll also talk about the course curriculum, what you're going to learn in this free mini course, as well as my paid program called Dispatcher University. We'll talk more about that later. And then finally, I'm just going to summarize all this up for you at the end, give you some homework to do as well. So pretty simple stuff today, nothing too crazy. Okay. Now, before we just jump into it, let me just get some housekeeping things out of the way. First and foremost, sign up for the newsletter. You can go to dispatcheruniversity.com/newsletter to sign up, and you can sign up there for important updates regarding the Guild 22 community. So anytime I add new courses, new training, new tools or templates for you to use, you will be the first to find out if you're on the newsletter. If you're not on there, you might miss it. So make sure you sign up. Also, make sure you follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me there for exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. And on YouTube, you can find me at Guild22. On Instagram, it's Guild22 LLC. And on TikTok, it's Guild22 Trucking LLC. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you guys help spread the word about this community. Share this course with your friends and family or just on social media, because I know that we can start a revolution together and change people's lives, but I need your help in order to do that. So I hope you guys help me in accomplishing that goal. Also, quick warning, this is the most important video in the course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. I'm going to say this at the start of every single training video, but I mean it every time, okay? In this moment of time, this is the most important training video. So make sure you actually go through all of it. You take notes throughout this training video. Otherwise, if you start skipping portions of this video, it's not going to make sense to you. So watch the entire thing. If it's too long, let's say this is an hour long, an hour and a half, you don't have that much time to spend just watching me ramble. You can just put the video in 2x speed, and you can do that in the bottom right-hand corner. There should be a little cog wheel. Click on that little settings tab. Click on that, click on playback speed, and change it to 1.5 times, change it to 1.75 or 2x speed, whatever works for you. So with all that out of the way, let me just get right into it. So who am I? Well, my name is Gurpreet Gill. This is my brother Mani, and together we co-own Guild 22. Okay, so that's the parent company that houses 3 of our trucking companies. We have a transportation company that has all the assets. It has our freight brokerage company in there. We own trucks. We have company drivers. We have owner operators in there. We have our own MCDOT authority. So that is our transportation company. We also have a truck dispatching business, which is our oldest company in that group. And it's also our most profitable company. And then finally, we have a trucking software / truck course type of business that we just started. So those 3 companies are all wrapped up into our one parent company called Guild22, and that's what we co-own. Mani runs more like the day-to-day operations. He's the COO, so he runs more of the operations side. He handles all the dispatch management, handles all of our dispatchers, and I'm more of the sales and marketing head. Okay, so that's why you see me on these videos instead of him. So I hope that made sense. I know it's very complex, but it wasn't always set up this way. Okay. We just started with a truck dispatching business back in 2016, and we slowly grew that to a trucking company. And then we started a freight brokerage, and then we just built a trucking software pretty recently. But in the beginning, we just started with a truck dispatching business when I was just a senior in high school. And over the past 8 to 10 years, we have worked with over 500 carriers. I know this because I went back and counted. Okay. 500 carriers in about 8 years. Now, if you think about it, it's not really a flex. All right. It means that we weren't able to retain a lot of these carriers. In the beginning, we were getting a lot of interest. 20 to 30 people would sign up to use our dispatching services every single month. But of those 20 to 30, only 95% of them would leave, and only 5% would stick around for another month. That is a horrible churn rate. And it was all because our dispatching wasn't that great. But over the years, we've been able to build out processes and systems. We have standardized our dispatch quality. So now we're doing a lot better. And actually last year, we were able to crack 7 figures for the first time and make about $1.4 million in revenue just from our truck dispatching company. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. Now, because of the success that we had in trucking, we started teaching other people how to make more money in trucking. So now we teach over 100,000 carriers, dispatchers, and brokers how to make money in trucking for free. And I do this through my social media channels. So you might have seen me on YouTube or Instagram, and that's where I teach most of these people that I talk to. So on YouTube, we have over 100,000 subscribers on there, over 120,000 by now at the time of making this video. On Instagram, we have 1,200. I don't really post much on there. And on TikTok, we have 10,600. Now, I'm not showing you all this to brag. I'm just trying to show you that I know what I'm talking about. I have experience in this industry doing this stuff myself. And I'm not just a guru that makes my money selling courses for $97. All right. We make our money through truck dispatching, and this is what we're experts at. So you're in good hands. Now, you might be wondering, well, how did you actually do this? Okay, I get that you found success in this industry, but how did you actually do it? How did you get there? What systems did you actually build? And that's exactly what I want to show you in the big picture. So let me actually exit out of the full screen and open up this model that I made for you. And this right here is all the systems that we need to set up for your truck dispatching business in order for you to find success. Okay. And it might look really confusing, but I'm going to walk you through it step by step. So let me actually zoom in and start from the beginning, at the business level. So think of this as step number 0. Okay. This is your actual business, the concept of your business. What are you going to sell? Who are you going to sell it to? What type of offer are you going to make? You need to have all those questions answered before you even think about starting a business. And that's exactly what step number 0 is supposed to be. And I'm going to show you how to do this in the next training video. But as you can see right here, all any business ever does is take their clients from their current situation that they're in to their desired situation that they want to go to. And the way that you do it, how you help them do this, is your product or service. That's it. Okay. That's as complex as your business needs to be. And again, I will walk you through this step by step in the next training video and help you do this, help you set up your business. After you have set up your business, then you can actually start implementing some traffic. So we need some people to show interest in our services, in our dispatching service, in our business. So how do we do that? Well, there's 6 different ways to do it. And I'm going to show you all these in detail in just a few training videos. But really quickly, there's paid media, which is like Facebook ads. There's earned media, which is when you create content, say on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. There's owned media, which is like an email list. These are people you can reach out to whenever you want. You don't have to rely on an algorithm. You don't have to pay Facebook, X number of dollars to reach X number of people. You know that if you have 20,000 people on your email list, you send one email, you will reach 20,000 people. Okay, simply put. So that's owned media. Very, very powerful. There's also outbound. So think of like cold calling. That's when you're reaching out to a customer and they're not necessarily reaching out to you. So that's cold calling. There's affiliates. So you could use someone like an influencer. They promote your business. They promote your product for a percentage. That's another way you can find clients. And finally, referrals. These come from your current clients. So they will give you reviews. They will provide word of mouth and bring new clients to your business without you having to pay them or anything. Now, I know most of you guys probably still don't know what I'm talking about. With most of this, you probably haven't done any sales or marketing. So all of this is brand new to you, which is totally fine. Again, I have a whole training video that we're going to go through, I believe in the next few training videos. So if you don't understand it right now, it's totally fine. I just want to give you a quick overview. All you need to know for now is that at the traffic level, we're just getting people to say they're interested in our dispatching service. But just because they're interested, it doesn't mean that they're going to actually pay us $2,000 to $3,000 per month to provide them dispatching. And that's where the funnel comes in. With this funnel, we're just going to take all of this traffic, all of these people that say they're interested in our service, we're going to put them in on one end. And by going through this entire system, this machine that we've built, they will come out as a paying customer. And this is the exact 4-step system that I use for my truck dispatching business. And I have already built this out for you guys. Again, we'll talk more about this later. But for right now, let me just give you a quick rundown of how this actually works. How we're able to turn cold leads, just people saying they're interested, into paying customers. So it all starts at the opt-in page. They'll land here, whether you're running paid advertising, whether you're creating content on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whether you are doing cold calls, it doesn't matter. All these traffic sources will land on this opt-in page. And on this opt-in page, you're just going to collect 2 things, the name and email. That's it. After you collect their name and email, then you're going to send them to a VSL page. And on this VSL page, you're going to have a case study where you explain, how do you provide your dispatching services? What type of results you've received for other carriers? Who do you actually work with? And all that fun stuff. Even if you've never worked with a carrier before, you can still create a solid case study video. And again, I'll explain how to do that later. So that's where the VSL page comes in. You provide value to them for free. And after they watch that video, at the end of it, you will tell them to schedule a call with you. And on this call is again where you'll provide more free value to them. And at the end of it, you will pitch them to work with you and close the deal. It's that simple. Okay. Just a very simple 4-step system that works very, very well. And again, I have this entire system already built out for you. And we will talk more about it in the funnel training video that I have for you in this free mini course. So that's that. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the service. Okay. This is what you're actually going to provide to the carriers that are going to be signing on with you. And there's 2 different levels of services that you need to provide. The first one is the freebie or the lead magnet. So let's just talk about that. The freebie is essentially what you're going to give away for free to collect name and email. So if you guys remember, I just told you that all the traffic that you're going to get, all of them are going to come to your opt-in page and give you their name and email. But why are they going to give you their name and email? There has to be a reason, something that you're giving away, something of value that they want in order for them to trade their name and email for it. And that's exactly where this freebie comes into play. You will give away something for free. You will advertise that in your different traffic sources. Those people that are interested in it, they will click into your opt-in page. They will provide you their name and email, and then they get that free thing in this VSL page. So for example, I've provided you a few different examples that you can use. The best one that I like to use is called the case study. So that's the example that we just talked about. But if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to show up on video, it's totally fine. You can do something like tools and templates. So you can give away something of value like a calculator of some kind. You can provide some sort of training. You can provide a free mini course, kind of like the one you're going through right now, a free guide, a free checklist, quiz, calculator. There's a bunch of different ideas you can implement. I personally really, really like the case study, and that's exactly what we use in our truck dispatching business. So again, you will create a free service or a free product that you will give away for free in order for people to show interest and give you their name and email. Now, obviously, I don't want to just give away free stuff. I also want to make money providing some sort of dispatching service to these clients as well. Make $2,000, $3,000 per month from each truck. So I will have my free offer, which is what we talked about, and I'll have a core offer. And that's where my dispatching service will come into play. Now, dispatching is just the basic thing that you can provide. There's other things you can include in your service to make it more valuable. So I've given you some ideas over here. You can provide dispatching, obviously. You can provide the phone support. You can provide financial tracking, invoicing, HOS tracking, compliance, driver recruiting, that's huge, and even shipper leads. All of these are things you can add to your core offer to make it worth more and charge higher prices. Okay. That's exactly how we're able to charge 10% while our competitors are charging 3% and they're still struggling to find carriers. So again, we'll talk more about this in a future training video, in the service training video. But right now, I just wanted to introduce you to this concept. So yeah, that's really about the essentials that we need to cover. I will go through these two things in just a second, but let me just very quickly summarize all this up for you. We start with the foundations, the business. What are you actually selling? Who are you selling it to? We're going to talk about that in the next training video. Then we have the traffic. How do we find people interested in your business? And how do we get them interested in your business? That's what we're going to cover in the traffic training video. After we find people that are interested, we need to turn them into clients. And that's where we send them to our funnel. So this entire funnel, we need to build that out for your business as well. I have already built this out for you with my trucking software. We will discuss this more in the funnel training video. And then finally, the actual service that you're going to provide, you need a free offer and you need a core offer, both of which is what we talk about in the service training video. So yeah, nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy. All right. And it will all make more sense to you as you make your way through this free mini course. Now, I should also mention that you won't be able to do all this if you don't set up solid, actionable goals for yourself. If you're actually serious about making money in this industry, then you need to set goals for yourself. Okay. And that's exactly what I want you to do. So I'm actually going to give you access to this entire board that I'm looking at right now. So that should be in the description below. And when you get to this, I want you to come into this main menu right over here, click on these three dots, go to board and click on make a copy. Okay. And make a copy for yourself. And in that copy, I want you to go ahead and update this. Okay. Change your name over here, obviously. So for me, it would be Gurpreet Goals, and then write out the top 3 goals that you have for yourself when it comes to truck dispatching. All right. Make sure that you do that so you can actually come back in here every single day and track how well you're doing, how much progress you're actually making. So not only do you need to set up goals if you want to actually set up this business, but you also need to get your mindset right. I used to think that mindset didn't really matter. Okay. Like it was just some sort of myth that people perpetuated just to sell their ebooks. But the longer that I've been in business, the greater impact that I realize it has even on my life. Okay. So that's why I ended up creating a mood board for myself, something that I can look at every single day. And this is actually my phone background, believe it or not. But I created this mood board for myself just to show myself like, this is what I want to achieve. These are all my dreams in one page. So I have some of my materialistic things that I would like to accomplish that define success for me. But I also have some immaterial things, some experiences that I would like to live. Just travel the world 24/7, 365 days a year and not have to be tied down in one place. That would be a dream come true. I want to move to the largest penthouse in my city. That would be another, really cool goal, kind of materialistic as well. So this is like my materialistic section, but I also have some other things that I would like to accomplish, some hobbies, some goals that I would like to accomplish. I would like to be more charitable to the CASA Aid. That's a foundation that I support, and I would like to send more money to them. Okay. I also have a few hobbies that I would like to pursue. Okay. Spend more time doing Muay Thai, more time surfing. I can't really surf in Chicago, but if I was traveling the world, spend more time surfing. Okay. I want to grow my social media channels, have a greater impact on everyone in the trucking industry, grow my trucking companies, add more trucks to our business, retire my family, just buy them a massive house for all the effort that they put into me. And then of course I have an actual monetary goal that I want to hit. It would be really, really cool if I could hit $5 million per year from my truck dispatching business. So I kind of have a long ways to go, just a few million off, but I think I'll be able to hit it within the next 10 years. So yeah, this has really helped me having a mood board like this, but you don't need to do all this. But what you do need to do is fill out this worksheet right over here that I've created for you. And this is your definite chief aim worksheet. In this worksheet, we're just going to help define your main goal. And we're just going to follow Napoleon Hill's advice in Think and Grow Rich. And we're going to write your goal, when you'll achieve it, and what you'll give back when you achieve that goal. I want you to read your answers out every morning and night, and this will just help keep your goal clear and your motivations strong. If you lose your motivation, if you lose your desire to win, to succeed, then no matter what business plan you have, what business model you're following, it will fail because you're just not going to take strong enough action to make it a reality. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to go over this really quickly. I will have this definite chief aim worksheet in the description below alongside this big picture model as well. So you can make a copy of this, look at it every single day, and kind of just check your progress on how things are going. All right. So with that being said, let me just head back into our slides and we can pick back up where we left off. So we talked about the big picture. I showed you what that looks like. The next few things I want to talk about is just to recap everything in the big picture, just to summarize it up. First and foremost, I want you to understand the power of having an insane offer. Having an incredible offer is the crux of your business. Without it, you will definitely fail. Okay. And that's why we have a freebie plus a core offer. You know, like our core product or service. We're giving something away for free on the front end to attract people in, and we're having a solid dispatching service on the back end to get them to actually convert into paying customers. But that's only possible if you actually make a solid offer to the market. And it's the ultimate sales funnel and traffic generator, having an insane offer. The goal you want to set for yourself is to make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. And that comes directly from Alex Hormozi in his $100 million offers book. This is something that we will talk more about in the next training video. I have an offer worksheet for you where you will walk through it step by step, just answer the questions in there, and we will build a solid offer for your business together. So again, it's very important you actually go through and do all these worksheets. Now, not only do I want to talk about that, but I also want to just emphasize how important it is to provide value upfront. Okay. This is the only way to gain a stranger's trust. And when someone trusts you, they are more willing to buy from you. If you do this correctly, if you actually provide a freebie that is very valuable on the front end, that will not only build your email list, your social following, but it will also bring in your future customers, because everyone that signs up to be in your funnel, they have to sign up for that free thing that you're giving away. And if it's valuable, then they will turn into customers. If it's not valuable, if it's just something that you pasted together in like 30 seconds, then people are not going to get enough value from it. They're not going to know that you can provide them results. Okay. So that's why it's really, really important that the free thing that you're giving away, you actually put effort into it. And again, I will show you how to do that in a future training video. Now, just ask yourself, why do you think Mr. Beast gives away so much for free? Why does he spend millions and millions of dollars on YouTube videos that people can watch for free while they're in the bathroom? Well, it's obviously because he wants to build $1 billion business around himself, and he's been able to do that only because he's the only one on YouTube that is making content like him, that is spending that much money on YouTube videos like him. So many people get so much value out of him for free that they know that his paid stuff will be 100% worth it. He doesn't need to beg people to buy his chocolate or buy his burgers that he's selling. People just do that automatically. They're buying it in bulk and it's selling out. So I just want you to keep that in mind as you're making your way through this free mini course. Now, another thing I need to mention is that it's not that difficult to make an incredible freebie. Okay. It's actually a no-brainer. Now, I've built free mini courses, free guides, quizzes, checklists, etc. I've built it all and they all work. However, what works the best for a truck dispatching business, in my opinion, is a case study. And actually, that's exactly what I use currently in my truck dispatching business. And I'll show you how to copy mine in Dispatcher University in the paid program. Now, finally, the last thing I want to say is sales and marketing is a necessary skill that every entrepreneur has to learn in order to be successful. Okay. There's no getting around it. I think a lot of people are under the illusion that dispatching is the hard part about starting a truck dispatching business. It's not. Dispatching is very, very easy. The hard part is finding carriers to work with you and keeping those carriers on for a long period of time. And in this free mini course, when we talk about the traffic, I will give you all the tools and knowledge necessary to do both. Speaking of which, let's actually dive into the course curriculum. Let me just show you what you're going to get through this free mini course as well as in my paid program as well. So let's just start off with the free mini course. What's included in this? First and foremost, you're going through this video right now, which is the model. We're going to talk about the big picture planning. We already talked about that, and the dispatching business model that you need to follow step by step. So we've already covered this, and you also have access to it in the description below. In the next training video, we're going to cover the basics. So what is dispatching? How much can you make? And how to start from scratch. I'm going to give you a bunch of worksheets that you can go through. Just answer the questions. I will show you how to fill them out. And after you're done filling out those worksheets, you will essentially know everything you need to know to set up your business. Okay. What type of niche you should join, who you should dispatch for, how much money you should charge, what offer you should create, what your customer avatar looks like, what is your unique selling point in dispatching. We're going to cover all of this in the next training video. After that, we're going to talk about the traffic. So the 6 forms of traffic, what they are, and how you can find your first carrier for free. I will show you how you can do that in that training video. After that, we're going to talk about the funnel. So we're going to automate your entire business and turn leads into paying customers. And we'll set all this up for you in the trucking software that I've built. And then finally, we're going to talk about the service. So how do you actually find high paying loads? How do you actually dispatch? And what's next? What are the next steps you need to take? So that's essentially the free mini course that you're going through right now. And you can access that free mini course by going to school.com/guild22, which is where you are right now. Now, after this, if you want to go into my paid university, my paid program for $97 a month, this is what you're going to get in it. In week 1, you're going to launch your business. In week 2, we're going to build your funnel step by step. In week 3, you're going to learn how to dispatch. Literally every single step that you need to take in order to dispatch, you will learn that in there. In week 4, you'll learn how to sell. You'll get all my contracts, all my templates, all my tools, how you can actually perform those sales calls, because I know a lot of you have never done a sales call before. So we'll talk about that in week 4. And then finally, how do you actually scale your business? How do you grow past $100,000 per year? And all of this will be included again in the Dispatcher University program, which costs $97 per month or $995 per year. Okay. And you can sign up for that if you're interested by going to school.com/Dispatcher University. So yeah. That's really about it, guys. Let me just summarize all this up for you and give you your action steps for today. So first and foremost, I just want you to understand the big picture, okay? Understand the big picture of your dispatching company, because this is your roadmap to success. If you build all these steps, you will find success in truck dispatching. It's that simple, okay? The second thing I want you to do is actually complete the Chief Definite Aim worksheet. I will have that in the description. Go ahead, get access to it, and fill it out, okay? You need to define your goals and pursue them relentlessly if you are serious about, finding success in this industry. And finally, the last thing I want you to do is just to review the big picture daily. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Commit yourself fully to this mini course, because I'm being 100% honest with you. Going through this mini course and actually implementing everything that I'm teaching you could change the rest of your life. You have all the tools, you have all the knowledge you need in this free mini course, but you just need to implement it. Okay, just take action. So, before we get into the quote of the day, a few more things for you. First and foremost, I would really appreciate it if you guys go to dispatcheruniversity.com/review and just leave a quick testimonial if you found any sort of value out of this free mini course, and you can win some special prizes if you do. Also, if you're interested, you can sign up for the full 5-week training program by going to school.com/dispatcheruniversity. And if you don't make $5,000 per month within 6 months of joining, you will get all your tuition money back guaranteed. All you need to do is just finish the course, finish the homework, and provide a weekly update. And if you don't make $5,000 per month within 6 months, you will get 100% of your tuition money back. No one else is going to offer you anything like that. And you can get started for just $97 per month. Okay. It's the cheapest truck dispatching program on the market. And then finally, make sure you go to dispatcheruniversity.com/calendar to book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of my dispatch specialists. If you need some extra support with your truck dispatching business, or if you just have some questions that you need answered, you can book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with them. Okay. And there's only limited spots available. So if you go on there and you see that you can't really there's no open slots for you to book, just wait a day, come the next day and try again. We fill up on spots very, very quickly. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the quote of the day, which is by Alex Hormozi. And he says, "Give something away for free that people are used to paying money for." In this training video, we kind of emphasized the importance of providing value up front. Because again, if we provide value for free, people will trust us. And because people trust us, they are much more willing to buy from us. I want you to keep that in mind as you make your way into the next training video, where we will actually build out our offer, build out our entire truck dispatching business. So just keep this in mind, okay? It's very, very important to give away something valuable for free. So with that being said, guys, let's get to work. You know your homework for the day. Download the big picture plan that we went through. I will have that in the description below. Make a copy of it, review it every single day, and also get access to the Chief Definite Aim worksheet and complete that. And once you've done both those things, I will see you in the next training video. Welcome to another training video inside Dispatch University Lite. And in this training video, we're going to show you all the basics about truck dispatching. So I'm going to show you what it actually is, how it works, and how much money you can make doing this. Okay. And just a hint, it's a lot. And not only that, but towards the end of this training video, I'm also going to show you how to set up a truck dispatching business from scratch. I hope you guys are excited about that. We got a lot of stuff to cover. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right, so here we are in the basics, and here's what we're going to cover in today's training video. First and foremost, I want to go over some foundational business principles. Think of these as the laws of business. Okay, these are true no matter what type of business you start. So we're going to cover that first, and then we're going to do some dispatching 101. Okay, just think of this as like a basic overview of the entire dispatching industry, how it works, what are you supposed to do? What are you expected to do? And how much money you can actually make. So I'm going to give you a full rundown on dispatching itself. After we cover that, I'm also going to help you set up your entire truck dispatching business using the worksheets that I've created. Okay, so I've created like 6 or 7 worksheets that you will go through, essentially just answer some questions, and you will have your entire business basically ready to go. So this will make more sense when we actually go through it. And then finally, at the end of this training video, just going to summarize all this up for you, give you your action steps, give you your homework for the day. As always, just a few housekeeping things we have to get out of the way. First and foremost, sign up for the newsletter. Go to dispatcheruniversity.com/newsletter, and you can get important updates regarding the course. Also, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me there for exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else. On YouTube, it's Guild22. On Instagram, it's Guild22 LLC. And on TikTok, it's Guild22 Trucking LLC. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you guys share this course and this community on your social media or with your friends and family. We can start a revolution and change people's lives, but I need your help to do that. Quick warning, this is the most important video in the course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. And pro tip, watch the video in 2 times speed. It'll go by 2 times quicker. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the foundational business principles. Again, just think of these as the laws of business, okay? These things that I'm about to tell you guys, these are true no matter what type of business you start, and they're especially true if you want a easy to run and easy to grow truck dispatching business. So let's just get right into it. First and foremost, you need to understand what is a business, okay? What is the core function of any business in the world? And it's very, very simple. You guys already have seen this diagram before. We went through it in the model training video, which is the last training video, but let me just go through it very quickly. The goal of any business is just to take their clients from their current situation to their desired situation. All right. And the way that you do it, the way that you take people from their current situation to their desired situation is through your product or service. As truck dispatchers, our job, our transformation that we're trying to make for our carriers is to help them make more money while running less miles. Okay. So keep that in mind as you're building out your business. So that is the core function of any business, but there's other things that you need to keep in mind as well. First and foremost, you need to understand the importance of having a converting offer. This is everything in business. Everything is about having a converting offer. If you get this right, everything else is solved by default. Get it wrong, and nothing you try will work, no matter how hard you try. I know I touched on this in the last training video as well. I tried to emphasize the importance of having a strong offer, but I just want you guys to realize just how big of a deal that actually is. Having a strong offer above everything else is going to make up 40% of your business, at least. Okay. If you have a very, very strong offer, a very compelling offer that the market has never seen and that they really, really want, you're basically just going to be running your business on autopilot. You can make a ton of mistakes inside your business and have it be very imperfect as long as you have a converting offer. If you don't have a converting offer, everything else in your business needs to be perfect. So just think about what type of battle you want to fight. Me personally, I rather have a bunch of imperfections, but still make a lot of money as long as I have a good offer. Okay. It just makes life a lot easier. So we need a converting offer. I'm going to help you guys do that in this training video. The next thing I need you guys to understand is the market wants what the market wants. You can't create desire for your product or service. You can only exploit the desire that already exists in the market. You will slowly die if you try to fight against this principle. In other words, does the carrier actually want what you're trying to sell? Okay. It sounds like a simple question, but many people forget this as they start to build out their businesses. And this actually reminds me of a really good example that I want to share with you guys as well. I was listening to this Harvard professor on one of my YouTube videos that I was just watching. And he asked his students a question. He said, hey, imagine that you own a hot dog stand. What is the single most important lever that you can manipulate to get the most amount of sales? Basically, what is the single most important thing that you could do to get more sales? And a bunch of students gave a lot of different answers. You know, some people said, hey, have great marketing. Other people said, hey, have great ingredients. So they gave a bunch of different answers. But he said, no, none of those will make the biggest impact. The biggest impact will come from having a hungry crowd. It sounds so simple and so obvious, you know? Obviously, if you have a hot dog stand and you have a hungry crowd, no matter what your ingredients are, no matter what your location is or what your marketing looks like, you will sell out of all your hot dogs. Okay. And that is the power of having a hungry crowd, serving to a hungry crowd. So we want to make sure with our truck dispatching service, we're providing something to a very, very hungry crowd. And I'm going to help you guys do that in this training video as well. So that's the second thing I want you guys to keep in mind. The third thing you need to keep in mind, the third principle is the new versus more. Okay. So instead of trying to create a brand new product or service, identify what's already working and simply do more of that in a slightly better way. I hate to say it, guys, but you're not Elon Musk. Okay. You're not Steve Jobs. You're not Bill Gates. You're not building something revolutionary. Okay. And we don't want to do that anyways. That's not the only way to find a lot of success. You won't become a billionaire potentially by doing truck dispatching, but you can become a millionaire. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing truck dispatching. And you don't have to invent something brand new to, make money as a entrepreneur, as a business. That's a fallacy that I believed in. When I first started out, I thought that I had to, come up with something crazy unique that no one had ever heard of or ever seen. That is a very, very easy way to fail. Instead of trying to revolutionize the industry, just take what's already working, what's already proven in the market, and refine that a little bit. Okay. Make it just 1% better. Or if you can't make the service itself better, make the offer better. Okay, what you put out into the world, what you will do for other people, make that slightly better. There's so many different things that you can do to make money in business that don't involve, inventing the next iPhone. So I just wanted you guys to keep that in mind. Okay, we're just trying to be 1% better than everyone else. And actually, funny enough, this brings me into my last point that I want to make is understanding the blue ocean strategy. Okay, so focus on creating new untapped markets, or in other words, blue oceans, rather than competing in saturated ones, which are called red oceans. You can convert a red ocean into a blue ocean by creating a unique, new, and valuable offer or service. So again, as I mentioned before, you can either make your service better, slightly better than what everyone else is doing as a truck dispatcher, or you can make your offer to the market better, something that they've never seen before, something that's unique and valuable. If you're able to do both of those things, you will definitely succeed in business. Okay. And I'm going to help you guys do both of them in this training video at the end. Okay. I keep mentioning that, but all the worksheets that I have for you, that's the whole reason I built this out for you guys. All right. So I'm just going to make it very, very easy for you to follow all these principles. And again, just set up a very, very successful truck dispatching business from scratch. Anyways, it's very important you keep all these principles in mind. They might sound a little boring, but again, this is where the money is made. So with all this in mind, let's actually talk about dispatching. So I want to give you a quick rundown on what dispatching actually is and how it works. So this is currently how the traditional method looks. This is how loads are booked without a dispatcher involved. Okay. And there's typically 3 parties involved in the traditional method. We have the carrier, who is the company that's actually moving the load. Then we have the broker, who is essentially the middleman that connects the carrier and the shipper. And they're primarily working for the shipper. Okay. They're not working for the carrier's interests. And then we have the shipper, who is the company that needs the load moved. Pretty straightforward. Okay. And how it typically works is that the shipper will have a budget for how much that they're willing to spend to move a load. So let's say, for example, they're willing to spend $1,000 in this example. The broker will come in and take that $1,000, and then they will pass off $700 to the carrier and pocket $300 for themselves. And if you're a math wizard, you will know that that is 30% of the initial load amount. Okay. Again, very straightforward, very simple. However, there's a few key problems with this traditional method. First and foremost, carriers don't have time to sit around for hours and hours on load boards. They spend most of their day driving on the road. Okay, they spend hours and hours and hours every single day just driving. And the little amount of time that they do have, the breaks that they have, they don't want to spend that, just looking through load boards and negotiating with brokers. It's a big headache. Plus, it's not even enough time to find all the crazy opportunities that are out there. So that is the biggest, one of the biggest problems that carriers face. They kind of get screwed over on that end. Another thing that they lack is experience. So carriers don't have the knowledge or experience to find high-paying loads. They don't know what type of load board to use. They don't know what type of software or tools that they need to use. They don't even know how to negotiate rates properly. Okay. They just don't have the expertise to be doing this. And dispatching is a skill that needs to be mastered. So there's another reason why they get screwed over by brokers. Okay. On top of that, they don't have the tools necessary to be doing this type of job, to find hot markets. They don't know what software to use, as I mentioned before, to find hot market lanes where there are more loads that need to be delivered than there are trucks available. And if you think about it, it's very simple economics. Okay. You want to be in a location, in a market where there is very high demand, but very low supply of trucks. Okay. But again, I don't blame carriers. They just don't know how to find these hot market lanes. Usually how they find their lanes that they run is just through a friend or just through whispers in the industry. Their friend will tell them, oh, last week I made this much money running a load from here to here. Okay. Oh, look at me. I'm making $3 per mile last week. But they don't know that literally every single hour, the hot markets are changing. They try to run that same lane this week, and then they find out, oh, they're only making $2 per mile now because everyone heard about that lane and everyone started running that same load. So you need to be on top of your game. You need to be ahead of the curve instead of be reactionary to it. But again, this is something that carriers don't know how to do and they get taken advantage of. And then finally, This is specifically for new carriers, but I've even seen experienced carriers struggle with this, and that's not having a network. So carriers don't have an established set of brokers to get consistent loads from. A lot of inexperienced carriers like to do transactional loads. Okay, that's just what I like to call it. You basically are just doing a transaction. There's no relationship involved. Whereas on the other hand, the successful carriers, they do relationship loads. Okay, so they will build a book of brokers that they will get consistent loads from. Even when the market is down or the market is higher and the broker needs to make some money, they will give them some wiggle room as long as the carrier is making their profit margin. Okay. But these are the successful carriers. The inexperienced carriers, they will jump around from broker to broker and not invest any time in building any relationships in the industry. So when the trucking recession eventually comes, they're left stranded. Okay. No broker wants to give them any sort of wiggle room to make some money. This comes through experience, and this comes through years in the industry, which a lot of carriers don't have. So again, these are generally the biggest problems with the traditional method of booking a load, where the carrier just books a load for themselves. Okay. They're never able to find the highest paying lanes when they do it themselves because of these issues. However, this is where the margin flow method comes in. And in the margin flow method, the dispatcher is introduced as the frontline soldier for the carriers. So this is what the margin flow method looks like. We have the dispatcher, the carrier, the broker, and shipper. Fairly similar setup. Now, instead of getting the load for $1,000 from the shipper, the dispatcher is able to position the carrier in a hot market lane where the shipper is in less control. Okay. The shipper is willing to pay a lot more money because, again, the demand for the product to be moved is very high, but the supply of trucks to move it is low. So because of that, the shipper is forced to pay more money. So instead of $1,000, let's say it's $1,250. The broker will take that $1,250. And again, instead of charging 30%, they will give that load for 20%. Okay. They will only take a 20% cut for themselves, because if they don't move that load, they end up losing the shipper as a contract. So even the broker is willing to take a little bit less in terms of percentage for this load, just because they need that load moved. All right. And because of that, the carrier benefits. They not only make more money from the shipper, but also from the broker. So the carrier ends up making $1,000, but of course the carrier has to pay you for your services. I recommend charging 10%. And if you do charge 10%, you will end up making $100. The carrier will be left with $900 in gross revenue. Again, very simple stuff. Okay. So just think about that. Just compare these two methods together. In the traditional method, the carrier makes $700 in gross revenue. In the margin flow method, the carrier does less work and ends up making more money. This right here is how I explain the logic of hiring a dispatcher to carriers. Okay. And it's something that you can use when you start doing sales calls with carriers as well. Because a lot of carriers in this industry, they have been scammed by dispatchers before. So they're very doubtful about dispatchers. Okay. They think that they don't offer a valuable service. A lot of them do. But if you walk them through this example and you show them what's possible with a good dispatcher, then, you kind of drop all that risk for them. So again, at the end of the day, it's a win-win. The carrier makes more money working with you doing less work, and you make money not having a bunch of overhead expenses. Okay. You run a very profitable business as well. Speaking of which, how much money can you actually make? So I want to quickly dive into that. First and foremost, let's just say it's you alone. Okay. You're the only dispatcher and you're charging 10%. And let's say, for example, you are making $20,000 per month from each truck that you're dispatching for. And by the way, that's a very conservative number. We're currently making $22,000 to $23,000 on average across 80 trucks. Okay. So you can definitely earn like $25,000 to $26,000 at the very least. And it all depends on what type of equipment you're running, all that good stuff. But on the low end, let's say you're generating $20,000 in load revenue from each truck and you're charging 10%. And let's also assume that you're working with 10 trucks. As a solo dispatcher, you can work with up to 12 to maybe even 15 trucks. But again, let's stay kind of conservative and let's say you're only going to work with 10 trucks. That means if you're working with 10 trucks, you're making $20,000 per month for these trucks and you're charging 10% of that load amount, you will make $20,000 per month in gross revenue. That doesn't sound too bad, especially when you consider that what are your biggest expenses? I mean, you have a load board that you might be paying $200 per month for. You have a CRM system, a lead capture system that you might be paying $100 a month for. And that's about it. Okay. You're running this business yourself and you're making almost $20,000 per month in straight profit. There's not a lot of other business opportunities that can provide you this type of income. Okay. And imagine if you hired another dispatcher who also handled 10 trucks and you were paying them like $4,000, $5,000 per month to do your dispatching within the US. Okay. You would still end up making a lot of money. You have a lot of margin in there. So again, the possibilities in this business for you as a truck dispatcher, they're insane. You can make a lot of money running this type of business. But before you get too excited, before you start making this type of money, there is some work that you need to do. And that is where our worksheets come in. Okay. So I want to help you set up your entire truck dispatching business from scratch. And I've provided these worksheets for you that will help you do that. And in these worksheets, we're essentially going to get all the basics right. So first and foremost, we need to understand what type of niche are we going to pursue? Are we going to work with box truck owner operators? Are we going to work with reefers? Are we going to work with hazmats? There's so many different potential markets that you can pursue. Okay. So that's step number one. Figure out what type of niche you're going to pursue. The second thing we need to do is market research. So what problems do the people in this niche that we pursue, what type of problems do they have? What do they want? How do they solve it currently? These are all questions that need to be answered. After that, we need to understand our customer avatar. So this is essentially a fictional representation of your ideal customer. So we're just going to detail their demographic, interests, and needs. And the reason we do this is because we want to be hyper specific on who we target. Okay. Because again, we're pursuing a specific niche. We're not providing truck dispatching for literally every type of owner operator. Okay. If you're working with dry van owner operators, we want to make a customer avatar for them, a specific person, the ideal representation of our customer who is a dry van owner operator. So when we're doing all of our traffic sources, when we're running paid ads, when we're creating content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, when we're doing all that type of stuff, we're targeting a very specific person in mind. This is very, very important. And a lot of people overlook this. Okay. But you're not going to overlook it. You're going to complete that worksheet. After the customer avatar, we're going to, of course, talk about the offer. This is massive. So what do you sell? What price are you going to sell it at? Are you going to introduce any scarcity and urgency? Is there any value stacks? What are the bonuses that you're going to provide? All that fun stuff. So we're going to talk about all that stuff in the offer worksheet. After that, we're going to talk about the messaging. So you've created the offer, but how are you going to explain what you do to a complete stranger? You're basically going to create an elevator pitch that you can use in your traffic sources. Again, when you're running paid ads, when you're creating content, when you're doing cold calls, if you need to explain what you do to a complete stranger, you will be able to do that effectively after you complete this worksheet. After that, we're going to do the dispatch uniqueness worksheet. So how is your dispatching business different than everyone else's? What are you going to do to stand out? And then finally, we're going to create a business plan. So we're going to take all these worksheets that we worked on and use them to create a clear roadmap for our business. Now, I know this is a lot, but again, this is where all the gold is made. This is where the magic happens. Okay. The thinking, the planning, that is the hard part about business. If you put in all the hard work right now up front in the thought behind your business, in all this planning behind your business, in all these worksheets, you will save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of failure later down the road. Okay. You will hit the ground running and you will be successful from day one if you complete these worksheets. Anyways, with that in mind, let's actually go through one of these worksheets together. I'm not going to go through all of them with you. Obviously, that would take a long time, but all of these worksheets are basically set up in the same way or in a similar way. So we're just going to go through this one together, the niche selection worksheet, and the rest you can do by yourself. Okay. And a link to all these worksheets will be in the description below. in the resources section. And if you can't find it there, I have a URL that you can type in. So you can go to dispatcheruniversity.com/niche selection. So just go ahead and open that up, and I will do the same. And we can work through that together. So here we are in the niche selection worksheet. Let me actually make this bigger so you can see it. And this is what we're going to work through together. Okay. So in this worksheet, again, as I mentioned, we're just going to pick what type of market you're going to pursue. You don't want to pursue every single type of market there is. You want to be hyper specific and you want to become an expert in that market. Okay. Because again, it's much easier to stand out as the best drive-in truck dispatcher than it is to stand out as the best truck dispatcher, period. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, at the top of all these worksheets, I also have a little description of what this worksheet is about. So you can get started with this worksheet to pinpoint your truck dispatching niche. It's a key step that's both easy and enjoyable. Remember, you can also draw ideas from the 50 trucking niche list document. And don't forget, using ChatGPT can give you some great tips. So we're going to use ChatGPT and help us fill out all these answers as well. But I also mentioned this 50 trucking niche list. So let me just go ahead and open that up. You guys also get access to this as well, by the way. So when you click on this, make a copy, and we're just going to wait for this to load up. And essentially what this list is just a list of the 50 most popular trucking niches in the industry. I know a lot of you are brand new to truck dispatching and to trucking in general. So you might not know what's out there. You know, what type of industry can you even provide truck dispatching for? So I've listed out 50 of the most profitable ones in my experience. Okay. But ideally, if you're brand new to this industry, even if you're experienced in this industry, I would only recommend focusing on these top 4, maybe these top 5. Okay. These are like the easiest to make money in as a truck dispatcher. You can target reefer trucking companies, flatbed trucking companies, drive-in trucking companies, and box truck trucking companies. So these are the 4 that I would recommend you target. The rest of these become exponentially harder to make money in. But again, if you're brand new, keep it simple and just stick to these top 4. Okay. And you can go through the rest on your own time. So let me just go back to our niche selection worksheet and let's actually go through it. So as you can see in all these worksheets, I will kind of have questions for you that you just need to answer. Okay. And put a lot of thought into these answers that you're providing. Okay. If you provide detailed answers, it's only going to help you out in your business. So make sure that you're putting a lot of effort into these worksheets. This is the entire structure of your dispatching company. So in all the worksheets that I have, I'm essentially going to ask you questions, and I also provide an example answer that you can use for inspiration. Don't just copy my answer. Make your own answer. Come up with your own answers. Okay. So I've provided some example answers. For example, write down 5 niches you're deeply interested in. And I provided an example from my perspective. I'm gravitating towards the drive-in semi-truck niche. There's a lot of carriers in that niche, and I'm fairly familiar with that industry as well. If you're brand new to this industry, you're not deeply interested in any of these trucking niches, don't worry. Just pick one and move forward. Okay. And then write down 5 skills or areas of expertise you currently have. For my example, I wrote down, I know friends with trucking companies. I have a degree in finance. I'm good in front of the camera. I can easily make friends. I know how to do sales and marketing. So these are all things that I feel like I'm really good at. Okay. That don't necessarily apply to trucking, but they're valuable skills to have. If you're good at negotiating, if you're very detail oriented, if you're organized, those are all skills that you can list out. Okay. Again, they don't have to relate to trucking. Just list out skills that you think are valuable. And then you can go to step number 3, list the problems, fears, and desires of your chosen niches. I wrote down people with drive-in trucking companies have a lot of loads available, yet they struggle to find high-paying lanes. They also don't feel comfortable managing the paperwork. Again, I'm putting thought and effort into each of my answers. Okay. And I want you guys to do the same to get value out of it. Now, if you're brand new to this industry, you might struggle with this step. Okay. You might not know a lot about the niche that you're trying to pursue. So that's where you'll have to start doing your own research online. You'll have to go on internet forums. You'll have to watch some YouTube videos. You'll have to do your own research outside of the videos that I make in order to, answer all these questions. And that's totally fine. This is where, again, you're doing all the hard work. You're doing all the research for your business. If you do this now, you will make a lot of money later down the road. Okay. And this doesn't need to be hard, and it doesn't need to take a lot of time for you to come up with these answers and do your research. This is where we can actually use AI tools like ChatGPT to help us out. So let's say, for example, I want to use this niche selection worksheet. Okay. So let's say, for example, I need help answering this question. I can actually go into ChatGPT. It kind of looks like this. I'm actually on the paid plan, but you can use the free version. It doesn't really matter. And you can come into ChatGPT and say something like, I'm filling out a niche selection worksheet and I need your help to complete it. I'm a truck dispatcher. I'm a new truck dispatcher. And I want to work with the semi-truck drive-in niche. Based on this information, help me answer the following questions. And then you can come down here and paste that question. Okay. List the problems, fears, and desires of your chosen niches. And then you can also say, make the response detailed and effective. I guess that would work. Actually, make the response detailed is enough. Okay. And then you could go ahead and click enter. And we're basically just going to let this AI tool do all the research for us and, skim through all the articles, all the Reddit subreddits or whatever it may be, all the YouTube videos. And again, help us answer these questions. So you can see right over here, here's a detailed breakdown of the problems, fears, and desires for the semi-truck drive-in niche to help you with your niche selection worksheet. So it's listed out all the problems over here. You can see inconsistent load availability, low freight rates, empty miles or deadheads, back office strain. That's huge. Okay. That's something that we would want to make a note of. We don't just want to provide dispatching. We also want to add extra services that we can, provide to the carriers. It's also giving us some fears. And then finally, it's just going to give us some desires of our niche as well. But you can see how detailed it's actually making all these answers. And all you need to do is just pick and choose which one you want to use. Okay. So just look through these and what do you think would be the biggest problem for carriers in your niche? Let's say, for example, low freight rates. Obviously, I feel like that would be a massive problem. So you can copy this and then just go back into your niche selection worksheet and you could go ahead and paste it. Okay. So there, you've already completed one and you can do 2, 3, 4, and 5 very, very easily. Okay. So hope you guys can see just how powerful these AI tools are in order to do some research. So you can do this for every single step in here. But if you're going to use AI, again, I would recommend that you also do your own research on top of it. Okay. It's best if you're informed about the industry as well, and you're not just copying what the AI tool is telling you. It's a tool that we need to use to make our jobs easier, not to do all the job for us. Okay. So yeah, that's just a niche selection worksheet. Again, you will just follow this same process for all the worksheets that I have for you. And all the worksheets will be linked in the description. So we have the market research worksheet. We have the customer avatar worksheet. We have the offer worksheet, the messaging worksheet, dispatch uniqueness worksheet, and of course, the business plan worksheet. So make sure that you download all those and complete them. Okay. And that just brings me to this end of this training video. Let me just give you your homework steps that I want you guys to complete. First and foremost, know all the business principles. Write them down. These will save and excel you. Okay. These are just laws of business that are true no matter what type of business you start, especially if you want to start a truck dispatching business. The second thing I want you guys to understand is the difference between the traditional method versus the margin flow method. This is why dispatching is so powerful. So you need to understand the difference between the two. And these examples are what you can use when you're talking to carriers on your sales calls. You can explain to them why your role is so important to their business. The third thing I want you guys to do is just to calculate how much you could potentially make with truck dispatching. And how would that change your life if you were making that type of money? Okay. What if you hired dispatchers and they were also working with 10 trucks each? How much money could you end up making with this truck dispatching empire? And it's a lot of money. All right. But I want you guys to have that number in the back of your mind. Have a goal that you want to hit. And then finally, of course, complete all the worksheets. They're easy and fun to do with ChatGPT, and this is where the gold is made. This is where all the money is made. Okay. So before we get into the quote of the day, few quick things I need to mention. First and foremost, I would really appreciate it if you go to dispatchuniversity.com/review and leave a testimonial if you got any sort of value out of this training video. That really helps me out. Plus, you can win some special prizes. Also, if you want to sign up for the full course, you can go to school.com/dispatcheruniversity. We will promise that you will make $5,000 per month within 6 months, or you get all your money back. Okay. And as long as you finish the course, finish all the homework, and provide a weekly update, you qualify for this insane money back guarantee. And you can get started for only $97 per month. It's the cheapest truck dispatching program on the market. And then, of course, the last thing I'll mention is if you need more help, go to dispatchuniversity.com/calendar and you can book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of our dispatch specialists. Only limited spots are available. So with all that out of the way, let's just get into the quote of the day, which is by Henry Ford. And he said, "Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it." And I think this applies so well to the topic of this entire training video. We talked a lot about putting in all the hard work in the beginning of your business, in the setup and the planning of your business. That's why I've created the worksheets for you. Okay. So make sure you actually do them. That is where the money is actually made. And with that out of the way, guys, let's get to work. You know your homework for the day. Do it before you go to the next training video. Welcome to another training video inside Dispatcher University Lite. And in this training video, we're going to talk about the traffic. So I'm going to show you all the different ways that you can find carriers. And by the end of this training video, I'm also going to show you guys how to find your first carrier for free. So I hope you guys are excited about that. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So here we are inside the traffic video, and here's what we're going to cover. First and foremost, I want to explain to you guys the difference between a commoditized offer versus a Grand Slam offer. So I will explain what both of these things are and which one you should use. Then we're going to cover the 6 forms of traffic. I'll go in depth and explain what these forms of traffic are, why you should use them, and when you should use them. I will also provide my recommendation at the end and show you how to find your first carrier for free. And then, of course, I will summarize this full video up, give you your homework steps at the end of this training video as well. As always, just a few housekeeping things. First and foremost, go to dispatcheruniversity.com/newsletter and you can sign up for important updates regarding the course. Also, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. On YouTube, you can find me at Gil22. On Instagram, it's Gil22 LLC. And on TikTok, it's Gil22 Trucking LLC. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you guys help spread the word about this community. Share this course with your friends and family or just on social media. We can start a revolution and change people's lives, but I need your help to do that. Quick warning, this is the most important video in the course. Watch the entire video. Don't skip. Don't fast forward. And pro tip, you can watch the video in 2 times speed if it's too long. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into it. So first and foremost, quick book recommendation. This is a must read for anyone that's serious about making money in truck dispatching. And this book is called $100 Million Offers, and it's by Alex Hormozi. And if you don't know who that is, he's one of the largest business gurus in the space right now. And when I say business guru, there's no negative connotation to it because this guy is legit. If I didn't read this book, I promise you, we wouldn't have made over $1 million last year. Okay. That's how good this book is. I'm not just hyping it up for no reason. So if you have a day or two to spare, I would definitely recommend going through this book. It's the best book I've ever read on offer creation and on client acquisition. So what you're about to learn in this training video are the lessons that I learned from this book. So I just wanted to make that clear. Anyways, quick question for you guys. What is the number one reason dispatching companies fail? I want you to actually pause the video, and take a second to think about it. Why do you think so many dispatching companies fail in this industry? Well, some of you probably said it's because of traffic. There's not enough carriers to work with. You're not getting enough leads. Okay, that might be fair. Others might have said it's because of the competition. There's too many other dispatchers in this industry. Maybe some of them are better than you. Maybe some of them are worse. Okay, but there's too much competition to compete with. It might be because the work itself is hard. Maybe you're lacking the skill of dispatching trucks. If you were better at dispatching, you would find more work. Or it might just be the industry itself. The industry is saturated. It's dying. It's going to get taken over by AI within the next year. Some of you might actually genuinely think that. But here's the truth. All of these are wrong. Okay. The answer is very, very simple. The reason most dispatching companies fail is because of one thing, and that is a commoditized offer. Let me explain. So a commoditized offer is essentially a product or service that's almost identical to others, leaving price as the only difference. So for example, when you say something like, I will dispatch your trucks for 5%, that is a commoditized offer. You're not offering anything unique to the marketplace. Okay. There's a million other dispatchers that will provide the same exact service as you. Okay. Because think about it. I will dispatch your trucks for 5%. What does that even mean? There's people in India that can dispatch trucks and they will charge 2%, 3%. Okay. They'll charge pennies for what you're charging. So that is the example of a commoditized offer. It's very similar to everything else that is being offered in the market. There's nothing unique about it. And yeah, the only thing that you can really compete on, again, is just price, which is not a position you want to be in. You want to charge a lot of money and still have a line of clients waiting to work with you. So there's two big problems with this type of offer, with a commoditized offer. First and foremost, there's no differentiation. 99% of dispatchers just look at what everyone else is doing, copy them, and charge a little less. This is a silly way to run a business, especially when the average don't get results. Now, I'm sure you have probably thought about doing this too. Okay. You're just going to look at what everyone else is doing. Again, just give a little bit more and charge a little bit less. But think about what would happen if everyone started doing this. If they all started giving more and charging less. At the end of the day, the only person that's going to win is the person that can give the most amount and charge the least price. I mean, you're basically not even running a business at that point. You're just running a nonprofit. That's not what we're interested in. All right. That's not the type of business that we want to run. The second problem with this is that there is a low perceived value for commoditized offers. There's no value in a generic commoditized offer. Carriers are being bombarded with these types of offers every single day. So you will just get ignored like the rest. There's no point in copying what the average dispatcher is doing because again, the average dispatcher is not making a lot of money. So if you copy them, you're just going to end up getting ignored. Your offers are going to get ignored and you're not going to make any sort of money. So we don't want that for you. Now, let me actually show you what an example of this would look like in real life. So let's say you have a commoditized offer. I want to show you the math behind, how big of a mistake this could be for your business. So let's just look at a quick example. Now, I know this might be a little bit blurry, but I'll read this out. So let's say, for example, you're going to spend $10,000 in ad spend. You're going to run some Facebook ads and you have $10,000 to spend. Okay. So you spend $10,000 and you reach 300,000 people. So 300,000 people see your ad. And out of those 300,000 people, let's say 0.013% actually book an appointment with you. So about 40 people, 40 carriers book an appointment with you to talk to you and listen to you about your offer. Out of those 40 people, let's say 75% show up on the call, which means 30 people show up on the call to talk to you. And out of those 30 people, let's say you're able to close 16% or 5 trucks. So you have 5 trucks working with you, 5 carriers willing to use your dispatching services. Now, you can't really charge a deposit because again, you're not swimming in carriers. You're lucky you even found 5 carriers to work with you. So you can't charge a deposit and you're going to charge 5% for each load that you book. Okay, so it's on the lower end. Let's assume that every single month, each truck is able to make $25,000 in load revenue. That means you would end up making $1,250 per truck. And if you're working with 5 trucks making $1,250, you will make $6,250 in the first month. Now, I know that doesn't sound too bad, making $6,250 your first month in business. However, you spend $10,000 on ads. You're making $6,250 in your first month in revenue. That means your ROAS, your 30-day ROAS, is 0.63 to 1. You made 63 cents for every dollar that you spent on ads. In other words, you're losing money trying to get clients. And carriers need to stick around for at least 2 to 3 months before you see $1 in profit. That is not a good position to be in, especially considering that when you're starting off, when you're just starting your business, your dispatching probably isn't going to be that good. So carriers might only stick around for like a month or two before they leave. So you won't even be able to make $1 in profit by the time that carriers leave. Okay, not a good position to be in. And this is the result of having a commoditized offer. So what is the alternative? I'm sure you guys guessed it by now, but the only way to fix this is by having a Grand Slam offer. Okay, a Grand Slam offer is just an irresistible high value offer that solves a big problem, provides more value than it costs, and makes it hard for customers to say no. That is what a Grand Slam offer does. Okay, you want it to be so good that anytime your customers hear it, they would feel stupid saying no to it. Okay, that's when you know you've done something really good. You have to feel uneasy. You have to feel a little uneasy offering something like this to the marketplace. If you feel like that, that means you're on the right track. Now, let me give you an example of what a Grand Slam offer could look like. So here's an example. Make $30,000 running local dry van loads in 30 days with our proven system, zero guesswork, and guaranteed results, or your money back. That is the epitome of a Grand Slam offer. Okay. You can add more details to this. I just wanted to keep it under one sentence long, but you can expand on this a little bit and obviously make this more detailed, make it even better. But I want to give you an idea. Just compare this to what the commoditized offer was. I will do truck dispatching for 5% versus I will make you $30,000 in 30 days or you get your money back. You get guaranteed results. There's a huge difference. And obviously you would be more likely to spend 10% with this person, and you would be hesitant to spend 5% with the other person. Okay. Again, offers make a huge impact on your business. Now, if you're thinking, well, how can I make my own Grand Slam offer? It's very, very easy. All you need to do is just follow the value equation. We can use a simple formula to help us create a powerful offer by focusing on what people want, showing them they can get it, making it quick to achieve, and reducing the effort required. So let me show you what this looks like. So here's the value equation. I took this straight from the $100 Million Offers book. So again, really recommend you read that. But let me just quickly explain what you're looking at. So the value equation is really simple. It is the dream outcome times the perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the time delay multiplied by effort and sacrifice. Okay. So the two things at the top, you want to increase that. The dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement. You want to increase that. And the time delay and effort and sacrifice, you want to decrease that. It's very straightforward. Okay. Now, if you look at the offer, the example offer that I gave you guys, make $30,000 running local dry van loads. Okay. That is the dream outcome. And the perceived likelihood of achievement is you will follow a proven step-by-step system. Okay. So you have a system in place that they will follow. It's very achievable. So that would be the perceived likelihood of achievement. Or you could say something like, we have helped 100 plus carriers get these results as well. And you can show reviews and testimonials. Again, that's just another form of perceived likelihood of achievement. They believe that they will get that result with you than alone or with someone else. They believe that you can help them achieve that dream outcome. This is very, very important. Okay. So these two things, the dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, increase that. The time delay, how long will it take them to get that dream outcome? $30,000 in 30 days. Okay, so there's a time delay. And you want to reduce the effort and sacrifice. So no guesswork. We have a guarantee you will get your money back. So there's not a lot of risk in this for the end consumer. So you can see how we hit every element of this value equation. And that's how you construct a Grand Slam offer, is just by following this value equation. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you guys, if this is too complicated, don't worry. Just follow the offer worksheet. Just complete the offer worksheet. And we already have this done for you. Okay. You will automatically build a Grand Slam offer if you finish that offer worksheet. But anyways, let's get back to what we were saying. Let me actually show you the results of running a Grand Slam offer. So I showed you guys what it would look like in your business if you ran a commoditized offer. let's look at what happens when you run a Grand Slam offer. So we're going to spend the same amount of money, $10,000, and we're going to reach the same amount of people, 300,000 people. Because again, Facebook doesn't really care what your offer is. They just care how much money you can give them. So we give Facebook 10,000, we get in front of 300,000 people. However, our response rate is much, much higher. We're now able to get a response rate of 0.033%, which is 2.5 times higher than the commoditized offer. So instead of 40 people booking a call with us, we have 100 people. Our show rate is going to stay exactly the same, 75%, which means 75 people will show up to the call. And instead of us closing only 16%, we're able to close a lot more people on the call as well. So out of the 75 people that show up, we're now able to close 37% or 28 trucks. So we have 28 trucks that will want to get dispatching from us. Okay. And because of this volume, because we have so many trucks that want to work with us, we can start to charge a deposit, a $500 deposit to see who's really serious. Okay. And again, this is optional. You don't need to do this, but with the Grand Slam offer, you have the option of doing this. So you charge a $500 deposit from all 28 trucks, and you're also able to charge double the price of the commoditized offer. So before you were charging 5%, now you're charging 10%. You're still going to make $25,000 per month in load revenue. However, since you're charging 10%, you will make $2,500 per truck. So you're making $2,500 per truck. You're charging $500 per truck as a deposit, and you're working with 28 trucks. So in your first month, you're going to make $84,000, which gives you an insane ROAS of 8.4 to 1. So you're making $8.40 for every dollar that you spend on ads. You're basically printing money at this point. Okay. You're not only charging a much higher price and making a lot more money, but you can afford to spend a lot more money on ads as well. Okay. You're not losing money trying to get carriers. You're making $8.40 for every dollar that you're spending trying to get customers. Okay. You can just keep dumping money in ads, keep outbidding all your competitors. So the only ads, all the carriers see, they're only going to be ads from your company. You're not even going to give your competitors a chance to compete with you. That's how powerful a Grand Slam offer is. Okay. And if you want to build one, again, just go through this offer worksheet that we have for you. I showed you where this is in the last training video, I believe. So go to dispatcheruniversity.com/offer creation and actually put in effort when you're going through these worksheets. They're very, very powerful, and they will help you make a lot of money from your truck dispatching business. But anyways, now that you know all about the offer, the importance of having a Grand Slam offer, what a Grand Slam offer is, and how you can build one, let's talk about traffic. Okay. Because we're going to use these offers that we build in our traffic sources. This is how we're going to get people in the door. So these are all the 6 forms of traffic that you need to know about. We have owned media, earned media, paid media, outbound, affiliates, and referrals. Let's just go through all of them one by one. I'm going to show you what they are, when you should use them, and why you should use them. So let's start with owned media. What is it? Simply put, it's the traffic you control. So for example, think about email lists. Okay. You don't have to rely on an algorithm to put you in front of your desired customers. Okay. If someone has given you their name and email, you can just send them one email and you know that you're going to land in front of that person. Okay. You don't have to keep paying money to get in front of that person. You don't have to rely on an algorithm to get in front of that end consumer. So hopefully that kind of made sense. Now, why would you want to run owned media as a traffic source? Well, you only have to pay once for the lead, but you can sell to them forever. You just need someone to give you their name and email once, and you can sell to them, every single year, every single month, every single day if you wanted to. And there's a saying in business, I believe it's like a statistic that's very, very popular among marketers. They say that for every dollar that you spend trying to get a person on your email list, you will make $32 in return. Okay, so a 32 ROAS essentially for every single dollar that you spend getting someone on your email list. That is massive. All right, people spend a lot of money trying to build up their email list. So I would really recommend that you start doing this immediately. So when we talk about when you should do this, it's when you want consistent long-term engagement. And I would recommend just starting from the beginning of your business, already have a system in place, a funnel in place that will collect this information. And don't worry, I have that all set up for you. We're going to go through it in the next training video. So that's owned media. traffic that you control, that you can put yourself in front of every single day. You can present your offer to them whenever you want. Then we have earned media. So think of earned media as traffic that's gained organically. So this is when you start to rely on an algorithm. You're building content, you're making content, let's say, for example, YouTube videos. You're making YouTube videos, you're making Instagram videos, TikTok videos, and the amount of people you reach, it depends on how good your content is. So you have to make really valuable content in order for YouTube to push your video out to more and more people. So if you want 1 million people to see your video, you have to make sure that that video is really, really valuable and people actually want to watch that video. Now, why would you want to get into earned media? Well, it has one of the biggest levers that you can use in business, which is it builds a lot of trust. People are coming to you for information. So they are looking at you as the expert since you're giving away free value. So because you're doing that, people are finding you. You're not reaching out to them. They're coming to you, they're looking at you as the expert, and they're starting to build trust with you. Because of all this work that you put in on the front end, all this trust that you built up on the front end, you don't have to work as hard on the back end, on the sales side, to convince people to, obviously use your dispatching service. You put in all the work up front, people start to trust you, they start to look at you as the expert, and when they go through your funnel, they're very easily becoming customers. You have like a 60 or 70% close rate, which is unreal. Okay. Imagine like getting on every sales call and you know that at the end of all of those sales calls, you're basically going to make money. Okay. That is what earned media can do for you. And when you should use this, it really depends. I would say typically you should use this when you're just testing your offer out. Okay, you're not really sure which offer is going to work the best, if you really have a Grand Slam offer or not. So when you're testing out your offer, that's when I would do earned media, because you don't have a lot of money to spend on ads, but you do have a lot of time to build up trust and obviously put out valuable content. So use that time to make content. So that's earned media. After earned media, we have paid media. So paid media is just traffic gained through ads. In this case, you're still relying on an algorithm of some kind. However, you know that if you spend $10,000, you will reach this many people. Okay, this set number of people. Whereas with earned media, you don't really know like how good your video is, how many views it's going to get. You never really know. Okay. So you're still relying on an algorithm of some kind, but at least you know you're going to get this many eyeballs on your ads. So again, think of this like an example of this. A really good one is Facebook ads, also TikTok ads, Instagram ads. Just any type of ad that you spend money on is paid media. Now, why would you use this? It's because it delivers immediate results and it's very, very scalable. If you spend $50, you're going to reach 1,000 people. Let's say, for example, if you spend $100, you might reach 2,000 people. If you spend $500, you'll reach 5,000 people, and so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. So it's very, very scalable. You just pump more money into the system and you will reach more people and get more results. Now, I would only recommend you run paid ads when you have a proven offer. So you've created a lot of content. There's some pieces of content that have blown up. They've gone viral. Let's say they've got 100,000 views or whatever. Those videos, you can just run them as paid ads. Okay. It's that simple because you know that that video works. If it organically got a lot of reach, a lot of people watching it, if you just put money behind it, it will get even more reach, even more people watching it. So when you have a proven offer, that's when I would run paid ads because you need to budget at least $50 per day, in my opinion. You can spend $5 per day, $20 per day. It really depends on what you want to spend. But if you want to actually see some results from it, I would at least recommend on the low end spending $50 per day. If you can't do that right now, don't worry. There's a bunch of different traffic sources that you can use. So that's paid media. After that, we have outbound. So this is traffic from outreach. Think of cold calling. You're reaching out to people. They're not reaching out to you. So cold calling is a really good example of this. Why would you want to use this? It's because you can target specific high value leads directly. And you can do this by scraping online directories or just getting a list of carriers and contacting them. Okay. Because you know they're carriers, they're in this trucking industry and that they can use your service. Now, when should you use this? I would recommend you start doing this when you're starting out. Okay. Just make 100 calls per day. It's free to make a call and you will get a lot of experience. Now, the only problem with this is obviously you'll have to get comfortable with failure. Okay. You're going to hear a lot of no's. Trust me. Most people are going to hang up on you A lot of people are going to say no to you. Some might even yell at you. All right. But if you can get over that, I promise you, you will develop a massive competitive advantage that not a lot of other dispatchers have. Okay. Because at the end of the day, whether you decide to talk to your carriers directly or not, you're still going to have to jump on a sales call with them. Okay. Regardless of if they're reaching out to you, if you're running paid ads or doing earned media or whatever it might be, you still need to jump on a sales call with them and convince them to buy from you, work with you. Okay. So yeah, you're still going to need to do this anyways. You might as well do this in the front end, get a lot of repetitions in. So by the time you do it where it really matters on a sales call, you have to convince these people to buy from you. You will actually be able to execute. So I hope that made sense. Okay. Do outbound calls in the beginning. It's free to do. That's all I'm trying to say. So that's outbounds. Then we have affiliates. So what are affiliates? This is traffic that you get from other businesses. So a good example of this is CDFIs. Now, I know a lot of you don't really know what a CDFI is, but it's just a nonprofit bank. Okay. The government gives money to this type of institution. It's called a community development financial institution, something like that. But the government, the US government, will give money to this institution so they can lend it out to other small businesses in the community. Okay. It's a nonprofit financial institution. That's essentially what it is. You can work with these banks, essentially these nonprofit banks, and get leads from them. So a lot of new truck drivers, they don't have enough collateral. They don't have enough credit score. They will go to these CDFI banks to start their business, to get the funding to buy their semi-truck. So you can be proactive, reach out to these CDFIs and strike up a deal with them. So anytime a trucking business owner comes in the door asking for money from the CDFI, they're applying for a loan, you can tell this bank to send those leads to you because you will help them make that money back and pay off the bank. Okay. It works for that business as well. They have a win-win in that situation. And on top of that, you can also pay them a commission for each lead that you secure, each lead that turns into a sale. So again, the reason you want to do something like this, work with affiliates, is because there's massive leverage in this. They do all the work. You pay only if they make a sale. You have no advertising spend unless you actually make money yourself. It's the perfect win-win situation. Okay. And you should use this when you're trying to expand your reach. So I wouldn't really recommend doing this in the beginning. This requires a lot of logistical complexity that you might not have in the beginning. All right. Setting up affiliates, setting up their commission structure, tracking all of that. It requires some complexity that we don't want to introduce when we're just starting our business. So when you're expanding your reach, then you can start working with affiliates. You need to have some authority in the business, in this industry, and you need to have a proven offer with proven results. Otherwise, affiliates don't really want to work with you. Okay. And then finally, we have referrals. So this is just traffic from customers that you have. So think of word of mouth or testimonials or reviews. Your customers are essentially bringing in other customers. And this, in my opinion, is the most powerful form of traffic. Okay. Because it's compounding. If each customer brought another customer, you would be a billionaire. Okay. And think about it. The richest people in the world, they only got to that position, most of them, it's because their service or their product was so good that their customers became fanatics for them. Okay. They became salespeople for them, and they would tell other people that they trust to come and purchase from this company. Because again, I've said this a million times before. The only reason people buy is because they trust. They trust you, or they trust the person recommending them that service. And who do you trust the most? Typically, it's your friends or family. So if your friend or family member is telling you about a gym, or they're telling you about a car that they really like, hey, this Tesla, it's incredible. You need to get it. I just got it. It's the best car I've ever had. Here, come on a drive with me. I mean, they're going to do all the pitch for you. They're going to do all the selling for you. And that customer will then bring on 2 customers, and those 2 customers will then bring on 2 other customers. It's kind of like a legal MLM that you're running. Anyways, all that to say, referrals is the most important form of traffic that you can run. And the only way you're able to run referrals is if you have a solid service that you're offering the world. If your truck dispatching business is actually really, really good. So when should you use this? It's when you have a strong product or service. If you don't, this will compound against you. So if you try to run like a referral system, if you try to incentivize people to do referrals for you and mention your company, give you reviews or whatever it might be, it could work against you if you have a really crappy product or crappy service. People always think about referrals working in their favor, but it can also work against you because people can talk smack about you online. And then if they start doing that, other people will start to realize how crappy your company is. And then it just starts to build on top of each other. All right. We've seen it happen many, many times. But anyways, those are the 6 forms of traffic. Here's my recommendations if you want like a strategy on what you can use. So first and foremost, you guys just need to understand this. Just pick one thing. Okay. You only need one traffic source, one offer, one avatar, and one service to reach $10,000 per month. You don't need to go crazy and implement all of these traffic sources and, enter into like 4 or 5 different niches. You're dispatching for semi trucks, box trucks, drive-in, reefer, hazmat, all that. You don't need to do all that. Okay. You don't need to be that complex. In the beginning, just pick one. One traffic source, one offer, one avatar, and one service, and you will hit $10,000 per month. And that's only because you have time to be hyper-focused and become an expert in each of these categories, okay? Now, here's my strategy that you can copy. First and foremost, in the start phase, when you're just starting out, I would recommend just doing owned media and outbound. This is what I did. I just had an email list and I just did cold calling. So it cost me $0. I did 100 cold calls for 30 days and I was making $10,000 per month. Don't let this fool you though. I had a really crappy service. So even though I was able to get like 6 or 7 carriers to work with me every single month, most of them would leave by the next month. So I had to keep cold calling and getting them in the door. But eventually we fixed our back end service and everything. We started to build out systems and we started to enter the build phase. So we started to make some money and that's where I kept doing the owned media. I started introducing earned media. So I started making YouTube videos and I started running paid ads. So this was my build phase. I already had a proven offer that I was pushing out into the market. And I was only spending around $50 to $500 per day. In the beginning, it was $50 per day. Towards the end of this build phase, it was $500 per day on paid media. And around this time, we were generating $50,000 per month in revenue, just around that point. I think this was like 2020, 2021. And then finally, we entered the growth phase. And this is the phase that we're still in right now. So we're still doing owned media, still have an email list. I'm still making content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. We're still running ads. We also have a team that does the cold calling for us, and they're in India. They do all the cold calling for us. I don't have to do any of that. So we still have outbound traffic coming in. We're also working with affiliates, and we have a referral system to incentivize people to get their friends and family to join. So yeah, I mean, at this point, we're spending a lot more than $500 per day. Not even counting the salaries alone, I think we're spending $2,000 to $3,000 per day on just Facebook ads. And again, that's not counting the salaries for the teams that we're hiring, all the dispatchers and the sales teams and the setters, all that fun stuff. So we're spending a lot more money, but we're also making more money than we ever have. So at this point, we're making a lot more than $100,000 per month, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. But before we wrap up this video, I did promise you that I would help you get your first carrier for free. And this is how I'm going to do it. So as a bonus, I want to give you guys my cold calling script that I actually have my team, my cold calling team, my outbound team that I have in India. This is the script that they follow. Okay. So I want you to use this script for free. You can access it, download it in the description below in the resources section, or you can go to dispatchuniversity.com/cold call script. Again, download it, access it, and start using it. Because I promise you, if you just make 100 cold calls a day for the next 7 days, just using this script, you should be able to find at least one carrier to work with you. But again, it all depends on you. How much work are you willing to put in for your business? So with all that out of the way, let's just summarize what we learned in this training video. First and foremost, complete the offer worksheet. If you guys don't know by now, the offer that you make is very, very important. So use that offer worksheet to build an irresistible offer for your service and for your freebie or your lead magnet. Then I want you to understand the difference between a commoditized versus a grand slam offer. One will make you life-changing money. The other will always fail. If you've watched the video up to this point, you know which one you need, okay? The third thing I want you guys to do is actually start building out your traffic. So pick one of the 6 traffic sources that we discussed and just get started. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. So use the free cold calling script that I gave you and start working with carriers. Start making money in truck dispatching. Anyways, before we jump into the quote of the day, just a few quick things for you guys. First and foremost, go to dispatchuniversity.com/review, and I would really appreciate it if you leave a testimonial. You can win some special prizes. Also, if you want to sign up for the full training program, for the full Dispatcher University training program, go to school.com/dispatcheruniversity. We will promise you, we guarantee you that you will make $5,000 per month in 6 months, or you get all your tuition money back. Okay. As long as you complete the homework, complete the training, and provide a weekly update, you qualify for this insane money back guarantee, and you can get started for only $97 per month. It's the cheapest dispatching program on the planet, and it actually gets you results. All right. And then finally, guys, go to dispatchuniversity.com/calendar to book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of our dispatch specialists. If you have any questions about truck dispatching or you're confused about anything, sign up for this call. They will help you out for free. Okay. There's only limited spots available. So if you book an appointment, make sure that you show up, or we will unfortunately have to blacklist you and possibly even kick you from the group. So make sure you respect their time and actually show up to these calls. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the quote of the day, which is by Jeff Bezos. And he said, if you do build a great experience, customers tell each other about that. Word of mouth is very powerful. And this is coming from the guy that made Amazon. So again, it just goes back to what we were talking about in this training video. The most powerful source of traffic that you can have is just building a really, really great service that forces other people to tell their friends and family about. Okay. If you're able to build a phenomenal customer experience, a phenomenal product and service, you will grow. Okay. You will get referrals and you will just grow exponentially. So make sure you're not only focusing on the marketing, but also on your product as well. But anyways, with all that out of the way, guys, let's get to work. You know your homework for the day. Do that before you move on. And when you do, I will see you in the next training video. Welcome back to another training video inside Dispatcher University Lite. And in this training video, we're going to set up your entire funnel. So all that traffic that you were generating from the last training video, we're going to turn that traffic into leads and eventually turn those leads into paying customers. And this funnel is how we're going to do it. So I hope you guys are excited about that. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right. So here we are, the funnel. And here's what we're going to cover in today's training video. We're obviously going to talk about your dispatching funnel. How do you need to set it up? What you need to do? What are all the features you need to include in this funnel? So we're going to cover all of that in just a few minutes. Then we're going to walk you through a software that you need in order to set this funnel up. I have already built this funnel. I've already built this software out for you. So you're just going to sign up for that. And I've taken care of all the hard work for you. Then I'll show you how you can get help and support. And then finally, just going to summarize all this entire video up for you, give you your homework steps for the day. As always, guys, quick housekeeping things. Go to dispatcheruniversity.com/newsletter and sign up for important updates regarding the course. Also, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me there for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. On YouTube, it's Gil22. On Instagram, it's Gil22 LLC. And on TikTok, it's Gil22 Trucking LLC. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you help spread the word about this community, share this course with your friends and family, or just on social media. It really helps me out, and we can start a revolution and change people's lives together. But I need your help to do that. Quick warning, this is the most important video in the course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. And pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed if it's too long. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into it and talk about your funnel. So here's everything you need to launch your business. First and foremost, you need a website. Think of this as like an internet brochure for your company, okay? And most homepages are built like this. They're just going to describe who you are, what you do, what type of service do you provide. It's not really necessary, but I know a lot of you are probably looking for a typical website. So you need a website, but more importantly, you need a funnel. Okay. And a funnel is essentially a sequence that you can take all your traffic through. So when you're starting to run paid ads, whether you're doing organic media, whether you're doing cold calling, it doesn't matter. All that traffic needs to land somewhere. They need to turn into leads, and those leads need to follow a process to become a customer. This might sound confusing, but I'll explain this in just a few more minutes. So you need a website, a funnel. You also need a CRM system. A CRM system is what you will use to store all your contacts. Okay. So everyone that's opting in on your opt-in page, they're giving you their name and email to get your freebie. You want to store that information somewhere. And that's what you can do with a CRM capability. So that's another really important thing you need, because with the CRM, you can do marketing automations. So you can send out emails to them, you can send out text messages to them, and you can set up automations. So anytime someone opts in, you don't have to reach out to them personally or manually. Okay. So say it's like 12 a.m., or like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, you're sleeping, but someone opts into your funnel. They sign up for your free thing that you're promising to give away. If you don't give them that free thing right away, they're going to be upset. Okay. They're going to just find someone else and do business with them if you don't reach out to them within 5 minutes. So we want to set up some sort of automation that will handle all this dirty work for us. I hope that's kind of making sense. And if it's not, again, we'll discuss this in a little bit more detail. So let's just dive in a little bit deeper and talk about what each of these things actually needs in order to function. So for the website, you need a website builder, you need a hosting service, and you need some sort of tracking and analytics. For the funnel, you need an opt-in. Again, we talked about the opt-in page, or just a funnel builder in general. You also need something that will provide you with surveys and form builders. These are tools you can use to qualify leads. Okay, this is very, very necessary because you don't want to jump on a sales call with everyone. Okay, I'm sure you only want to jump on a call with people that you know are able to purchase your service, your dispatching service. And kind of building off of that, you also need some sort of booking function, some sort of calendar function where people can book a call with you, schedule a call with you. So that's what you need in the funnel. For the CRM, again, you just need a place to store leads. You need some sort of sales pipeline so you can see how many people you have as leads, how many people have scheduled a call with you, how many people have successfully bought from you. You need to be able to track all that data. And then, of course, you need some sort of call tracking function as well. So every time you call someone or you jump on a sales call with them, whether it's on Google Meets, you want to be able to go back and look at that conversation. Again, it's not only for training purposes, but legally you might be required to do this as a business. And then finally, for marketing automations, you need some sort of automation builder. You need to have SMS marketing capabilities, so text message marketing, and also email marketing capabilities. Now, I know I threw a lot at you in just a few minutes. This is a lot of information to take in, and I totally understand that. You don't have to fully understand what all of this stuff is. All you need to know is that it is necessary. This is everything you need to run an efficient truck dispatching business. This is what you need to include in your funnel. Okay. And with that in mind, let's actually break down the cost. I want to show you guys just how much it will cost you to run all this stuff. Okay. So first and foremost, you need some sort of CRM and pipeline management tool. This is $99 per month. Okay. Just for that CRM software. You also need some sort of unlimited sales funnel builder. Where you can build your website and sales funnel. That's roughly around $297 per month. You can go check this, verify this yourself as well. So just open up ClickFunnels in another Google tab and just look at how much they're charging. Okay. It's $297 per month just for the sales funnel. Then you have a website builder. That was just a sales funnel. This is separate, a website builder. So this was roughly around $29 per month. Wix, Squarespace, you guys are familiar with this. Then it's surveys and forms. That's $49 per month. Email marketing, $99 per month. Two-way SMS marketing, that's another $99 per month. You'll also need booking and appointments, some sort of scheduler like that, which is $29 per month. Workflow automations, courses and products, that's $169 per month and $99 per month. You might be wondering, wait, why do I need courses? That's not necessary. That's only if you need to train other dispatchers in the future. You can build courses into a software or platform, and then you don't have to keep training new people. You could just send them these onboarding videos and training videos. So you make it once and you could train 100 dispatchers if you wanted to. So it's also nice to have a feature like that if you want to grow. So that's why you need courses and products as well. Call tracking, that's $49 per month. Reputation management, $159 per month. Tracking and analytics, $299 per month. Communities, $89 per month. Document signing, $47. And the total cost comes out to $1,610 per month. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying to yourself, wow, that's really cheap. I'll sign up for all these softwares right now. Obviously, I'm joking. Okay. This is stupid expensive. And not only is it really expensive, but if you tried to set this up for your business, it would be really, really, really complex. You would have to be a tech genius to make all these systems work together. Okay. But again, I wouldn't be making this video if you had to spend $1,600 per month to set up your funnel. You're not going to need to spend anywhere near that amount because you have Truck.ai. Truck.ai is a software that I have white labeled from Go High Level, and I've customized it specifically for trucking professionals. So whether you're a truck dispatcher, trucking company owner, or an owner operator, it doesn't matter. You can use Truck.ai and get all those functionalities, everything that we just talked about, in one platform. And not only that, but we're also offering a 30-day free trial. And after the free trial period, it only costs $97 per month. So yeah, I'm being dead serious. You get all those functionalities, everything that we just talked about, for $97 per month. I tried to make it as cheap as possible for you guys. Okay. And not only that, but I actually want to give you something extra. So on top of the software itself, as soon as you sign up for it, these are the free gifts that you're going to get. First and foremost, as soon as you sign up, you're going to get a custom website and funnel. So you get the exact pre-built website and funnel that I use for my truck dispatching business to make $170,000 my first year in business. So basically, you don't have to take on any of the headache or spend any time trying to build a website or funnel from scratch. I've already done that for you. As soon as you sign up, you get that for free and you can just start customizing this website and funnel that I have for you. Okay. You're going to end up saving a lot of time and a lot of money. Okay. This has a value of $5,000. If you don't believe me, just go out there, try to contract a professional to build out a website and funnel for you. They're going to charge you at least $5,000 to make something similar to what I'm giving you guys for free. Now, if you're wondering, what does the website and funnel look like? Well, here it is. So we have the homepage. Obviously, that is where people are going to land. It's just, again, like an internet brochure, just telling people what you do, what type of service you provide, who do you work with? Okay. Very simple stuff. From the homepage, people can also go to the opt-in page, or you can send traffic straight to the opt-in page, which is what I recommend. But on the opt-in page, you have a little video, you have some text in there, and people are basically going to give you their name and email to get that freebie that you're going to promise them. Once they opt in, those people, that traffic, will automatically be taken to the VSL page. And this is where you can put up your case study. So when I mentioned in the model training video, I mentioned to you guys that I really like having a case study. That is what I have in my business right now. And that's what works best for dispatchers. So that's what I would recommend you guys do as well. So I already have that set up for you. You can just put your case study video in there. Very straightforward. After they're done watching the case study, then they can directly book a call with you. They can schedule a call with you. So they can pick what time and date they want to jump on a call with you, talk more about your dispatching service. And before they're able to finalize this call, they will have to answer some pre-qualification questions. This is just to make sure that everyone that jumps on a call with you is actually qualified to use your truck dispatching service. If you're only working with semi-truck owner-operators, you don't want a box truck owner-operator to jump on that call and waste your time, okay? And take that spot away from someone else. So this questionnaire will help us pre-qualify people. And then after the booking, once they're finally successfully booked a call with you, they will get taken to the confirmation page. Again, it's very simple, but it's very, very effective, okay? And this is all pre-built for you. So all you need to do is just customize it. You can change the language, you can change the colors, you can add your logo and customize it however you want to. So there's that. Not only that, but you also get custom automations. So you get a custom email and SMS automations built into your account, so you never have to waste time following up with leads. Now, this is a very hard lesson that I've had to learn over the years, but the second that someone gives you their name and email, they opt in for your freebie. That is when they're the most interested. That's when they're the most likely to purchase your service, okay? To use your dispatching service and buy from you. Every minute you wait thereafter, you're losing their interest and they might find someone else within 5 minutes, another dispatching company to work with. You don't want that to happen. Okay. You don't want to give your competitors free sales. So that's why we need some sort of software, some sort of automation that will immediately reach out to these people that are opting in. So we don't have to do it manually. And you already get that set up as soon as you sign up for this software. I've already taken care of that for you. And not only that, but you also get a custom calendar with your account. So you will be able to book appointments with leads and qualify them before you jump on any sales call. Okay. When I implemented this into my own business, when I took my website from the Wix site that we had to this software that I've customized for you guys, when I transitioned over to this software, our close rate went from 43% to 61% in 90 days. That is a massive, massive jump. Okay. This alone made us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just this one change. Okay. And again, you guys just get this for free. Also, you're going to get a custom CRM. Okay. So you'll be able to store all your leads that you collect in one place and contact them via email or SMS whenever you like, however many times you like. Now, you guys might not realize just how important this is. Okay. Just the ability to send the people that have given you their name, email, and phone number, just to send them a text message or an email. Software companies are charging a lot of money just for this one feature. So let me show you an example. A good example of this is MailChimp. So if you go to their website and you go to their pricing tab, this is what you'll see. Just for the email marketing function alone, okay? If you want to send an email to 5,000 people, which is not a lot, you can get 5,000 people on your email list within 5 months. And that's if you're spending like $20 a day. Not a lot of money. For $20 a day, you can get 5,000 people on your email list within 5 months. And then you're going to have to pay them $100 per month to use this service just to send these 5,000 people emails. That is ridiculous. Okay. This costs more than the entire software, the Truck.ai software that you're getting. And if you look down here for their premium plan, if you have 200,000 contacts, which is a lot, okay? If you have 200,000 contacts and you want to send up to 3 million emails every single month, you'll have to pay this company $1,600 per month. Again, this is just to send an email, not even text messages. All right. So you can see just how crazy these software companies are, how much they're charging, but you get all this for free. Okay. All you need to pay for is per email. I'm not charging you extra on top of that, to give you this function. This feature is already built into the software. You're going to be able to do email marketing and SMS marketing. You just need to pay per email or per text message that you send out. And I think for $10, you can send out 6,000 or 7,000 emails, which is a lot, obviously. Okay. Especially when you're just starting out. So yeah, let me just go back into our slideshow. So again, you get the custom automations, you get the custom calendar, and you get a custom CRM tool so you can send out email and text message marketing. I hope you guys are kind of following along. And if you're not, no worries, because you're also going to get complete Truck.ai training. That was a smooth transition. So as soon as you sign up for the free trial, you will receive an email with in-depth training on how to set up Truck.ai from scratch. So you can either wait for that email. You know, if you don't get that email, check your spam. And if you don't see it in your spam, don't worry. You can come into the Classrooms tab, go to the Classrooms tab, obviously in our school community. And if you scroll down, you will see this right here, Truck.ai full guide. And I'll have training videos set up in here to help you set up the entire Truck.ai system from scratch. Okay. So you can go over here and set up Truck.ai so you don't have to do it alone. But anyways, you get full training on how to do this. It's like a mini course in and of itself. So custom calendar, custom CRM, complete training. And then of course, you're going to get 24/7 Truck.ai support. And this is something that I'm working on right now. But if you are stuck or have any questions, I will have a 24/7 tech support team from a US based location who are experts of Truck.ai that will help you out. I'm spending a lot of money for these tech nerds to basically help you guys out. Okay. I shouldn't call them tech nerds. They're very friendly people. But right now I'm spending $25,000 per month, and it's only going to increase as more people start joining and using this software. Okay. But I want to make sure that you guys have all the support you need, and this will be coming soon. And I'll show you guys how to get this support inside the software when I actually have it live. So again, if you're ever stuck or anything, walk through the training videos first. And if you still don't get it, you can reach out to this team. So all of this together, all these free gifts that I have for you, in total, they're worth $36,600. But again, You don't have to pay any of that. You can get started for $97 per month and you get all this stuff for free. It's a pretty insane offer, if you ask me. Okay. Now, at this point of the video, I kind of realized that I haven't really explained what Truck.ai is. I've just shown you all the features that you get in it. Okay. So let me just do that right now. Truck.ai is an all-in-one marketing platform. So it helps you host your website, sales call funnels, and send automated emails and SMS texts to your leads or customers. You can store all the leads in this one CRM system and use it daily to promote and convert leads into customers paying you $2,500 per month. And again, that's from each truck. Okay. Truck.ai also simplifies your marketing, sales, and communication tasks, making it easier to manage and grow your truck dispatching business. In more simpler terms, it is your entire sales funnel. This one software will be responsible for turning traffic into paying customers. Okay. Very powerful stuff. Now, I've already talked to you guys about the cost, but I'll do it again. You get all these features for 30 days free. Okay. That is your free trial period. After that, it's just $97 per month. Very cost effective, very, very cheap. Okay. The cheapest software you will find like this on the market. You can cancel this at any time. And to sign up, you can go to www.truck.ai. And actually, we'll walk through this in just a few minutes. But before we do, I just want to mention again, we really need this software. Okay. It's not an if and or but. This is necessary for your dispatching business. You need to connect your dispatching business to a Truck.ai account to run this sales funnel. I cover this in the free Truck.ai training course you will receive through email when you sign up. Alternatively, you can also access the full guide in the Guild 22 school community. I've shown you where this is. So again, after you sign up, if you need help setting up this software, just watch those videos that I have for you. I will take you step by step and show you how to set this software up. So with that being said, guys, let's look inside. Let's take a sneak peek and sign up together for this software. So I'm actually going to exit out of this and go to www.truck.ai. Okay. So once you go to this page, this is what it's going to look like. Also, I'll leave a link to this page in the description below. Okay. So all you need to do when you're here is just click on this red button, 30-day or start 30-day free trial. When you click on this, you'll be presented with this order form. But as you can see, you're not paying anything right now. This is $0 to sign up because you get 30 days free. So in here, you just put in your company name. If you don't have one, you can skip this. You can put in your full name. Again, full name, first and last name. Then you'll put in your email address, your phone number. And again, you can change the country. So if you're in Brazil, you can select Brazil over here and then put in your phone number. So make sure you do this properly. Otherwise, it might not work. And then again, you're signing up for Truck.ai, $0. You're not paying anything. You put in your card number. You can use Visa, MasterCard, Amex, or Union Pay, or whatever this is. Okay. There's a few different options for you guys. So you just put in your credit card information. And when you're done with that, you can go ahead and click on Start 30-Day Free Trial. Now, after you click on this red button, you will get a few emails, okay? And one of the emails will tell you to activate your account. So this is what that email will look like. So make sure you open that up. If you don't see it in your inbox, make sure you check your spam. And if you don't see it in your inbox or spam, then reach out to me, okay? Because you need to activate your account in order to make it work. So you'll see an email like this where it says activate your account, Truck.ai. It'll give you your first name, last name, and the email that you used to sign up with. And all you need to do is just click this button to log in, and you can set a custom password for your account. So when you've activated your account, when you've set a custom password for your account, you can go to app.truck.ai and log in. So actually, let me just log out of this really quickly. Let me sign out so I can show you what it looks like. So this is what that page is going to look like. You go to app.truck.ai to sign into your account, and you can just go ahead, put in your email address. I will put in mine, and then go ahead and put in the password that you just made. And I will go ahead and do the same. I'll also go ahead and put in my security code, send it to my phone number, and I'll put this in very quickly. And there we go. Okay. Now you have full access to your own Truck.ai account. Okay. Very straightforward. Now, while we're here, let me actually just walk you through this really, really quickly, show you what it actually includes. So first and foremost, you'll see the dashboard. This is just to show you a quick overview of everything going on in your business, how many leads you have, how many sales you've made, how many people have booked a call with you. You'll see all that information right over here. In the conversations tab off to the left-hand side, this is where you'll see all the conversations that you're having with people in your CRM system. So you can see Mani was helping me test this account out. So he just sent me a quick text message and I can reply to him just through this software alone. I don't have to go on my phone and text him back or like track like, okay, I'm getting like 10 text messages. I'm getting 15 emails. There's people messaging me on WhatsApp. You don't need to worry about any of that. You can manage all those conversations in this one tab. Okay. So I can send Mani a text message if I want to. I can send him a WhatsApp message. I could also send him an email directly through here as well, if I had his email address. So yeah, very cool stuff. And then we have the calendar tab. So this is where people can schedule a call with you, and you'll also see how many appointments you have, who booked an appointment with you, what time it's for, all that good stuff. Then we have your contacts. So this is where all your CRM leads will be stored. Everyone that provides you their name and email, their information will be populated and stored within this tab. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Okay. And then we have the opportunities tab. And in the opportunities tab, you'll see your sales pipeline. And if you don't know what a sales pipeline is, it's essentially just a way that you can track where everyone is in your funnel. So if someone just provided you their name and email, but they haven't scheduled a call with you, like a sales call with you, they will be considered a lead. So you can see you have 10 leads in here, 50 leads in here, 150 leads in here, however many. Okay. You'll see all their information right over here. If that lead has scheduled a call with you, they will be removed from this lead stage and they'll automatically go into the scheduled stage. So again, same thing. You'll see how many people have scheduled a call with you, and these are calls that are coming up. Okay. And if they don't show up on the call, then you can drag them over to this no-show stage. So you can see all the people that didn't show up on a call with you, and you can automatically let the software follow up with them. And then of course you have the follow-up stage. If you already had a call with them, but they didn't buy your dispatching service, they need to be nurtured a little bit more. I've built out a pipeline stage for that as well. Now, I know this might be confusing. Don't think too hard about this. Again, just go through the free training that I have for you. It will make more sense when you go through that. But I just want to show you a general overview. Okay. And then you have your payments tab. This is where you can send out invoices to your carriers and get paid. And you can also send out documents and contracts for them to sign. You don't need any extra software to do this. You can do it all within Truck.ai. Okay. And you can also set up integrations. So if you're using Stripe or PayPal to get paid into your business account, you can set that up directly with this software. And then we have the marketing tab. This is where you can send out email marketing and SMS marketing. So you can set up those campaigns over here. So if you're running some sort of sale or if you're providing some sort of discount, you can reach out to everyone in your contacts list, and basically run campaigns, email campaigns. Again, MailChimp is charging like $500, $600 per month to do this, or $100 per month to do this. You get this for free. And then we have your automation. So this is what I was talking about when I said, we're just going to let the software handle all the dirty work, all the follow-up for us. And this is where we'll do that. So let me just dive into this really quickly. I'll just open one up and show you what it looks like. So let's say, for example, someone gives you their name and email. They just opted in as a lead. This is the sequence that is automatically going to start playing. So they opt in, they provide their name and email. Then they're going to get an email sent to them right away. Okay. And in this email, you basically give them the freebie that they requested. And you also tell them to book a call with you, like schedule a dispatch strategy session with you. You can call it whatever you want, but it's essentially a sales call. If they don't book that call with you, you will wait 1 hour and send them another email, basically telling them, hey, you got that free thing that you signed up for. The next step is to, again, schedule a call with me. If they still don't book, you'll wait 1 day. You're telling the software to wait 1 day, send another email, and then wait another day and send another email. You can make this sequence as long as you want, but honestly, 4 to 7 days is usually enough. Okay. So there's that. And you can see I've built one not only for the people that haven't scheduled a call, but I've also built one, if this loads up, I've also built an appointment confirmation follow-up. So once they schedule a call, just sending them confirmation emails. Hey, we're a day away from your call. Make sure you show up. Here's the link. Hey, we're an hour away from your call. Make sure you show up. Hey, we're 5 minutes away from your call. So again, I've already built that in for you. So people are actually showing up on the call. I also have a no-show appointment and finally a follow-up sequence as well. So we've already built that out for you. You get this in your software from scratch. Okay. You don't have to build this out yourself. And then we have sites. So this is where you'll have your website and funnel. Again, we can open this up. You guys are already familiar with this. I've already shown you what this stuff looks like, but you'll find that in here. We have memberships in here. You don't need to worry about that. Media storage, you really don't even need to worry about that. This is where you can store all your images that you're going to put on your website. So you can store it all in one place. You don't need Google Drive or anything like that. Again, that comes within this software. I hope you guys can see you're getting a lot of stuff within this software. Okay. That's all I want you guys to see. Reputation, don't need to worry about this. Reporting, don't need to worry about this. App marketplace, there's a bunch of different apps that you can integrate into this software. But again, not something that you really need to worry about. So yeah, that's the software breakdown. Again, I know a lot of this probably just went over your head. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what it actually looks like on the inside. So let me go back into our website, not our website, into our slideshow. And let me just pick back up where we left off. So we talked about the cost. You need to connect all this. It's necessary. And we also looked inside. So let me just summarize everything that we talked about because I know we went through a lot. So first and foremost, just understand what Truck.ai is, what it does, what value it brings to your dispatching business. This software alone will handle the entire sales process. Okay. I don't think you guys understand just how powerful that is. You really, really need this software. It's the cheapest thing that you can find to automate your entire sales funnel process. Okay. So first and foremost, you just need to understand the value that you're getting from this. The second thing I want you guys to do is just to decide if you want to pay $1,600 per month for all these features individually and try to connect all these softwares together, or just get all these features in one software for $97 per month. I think the choice is pretty clear. So make sure you go ahead and sign up for your 30-day free trial by going to www.truck.ai. Okay. And once you sign up, I want you guys to take the next step and connect your Truck.ai account to your dispatching business. Do not try to do this alone. It can get kind of complicated connecting all these things and you're going to get confused. So I'm going to give you a free mini course, a free training, a full training on how to set all this stuff up. Okay. And that will be sent to you via email. If you don't get an email with that training, don't worry. You can go inside our school community and I have a full training course in there for you guys as well. And finally, the last thing I want to cover is just the support. So remember, you will receive 24/7 support from our tech team when you sign up for the software. So make sure you use it as much as you need. There's no cap on it. And again, this is coming very, very soon. As soon as we launch it, I'll link a post in the description of this video. If you don't see a post linked to this training video, it means it hasn't launched yet. So if you need any sort of support, go through the training videos that I've already sent you. And if you still need help beyond that, reach out to Mani in this community, Mani Gill in this community. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get into the quote of the day. But as always, just a few quick things I need to mention. First and foremost, I would really appreciate it if you go to dispatcheruniversity.com/review and leave a testimonial if you found any sort of value out of this mini course so far. If you do leave a testimonial, you can win some special prizes. And not only that, but if you like what you're going through right now and you want to sign up for the full 5-week truck dispatcher training program, you can go to school.com/dispatcheruniversity and we guarantee that you will make $5,000 per month within 6 months, or you get all your tuition money back. Okay. So as long as you complete the training, you complete the homework and provide a weekly update, you will qualify for this insane money back guarantee. And by the way, you can get started for only $97 per month. It's the cheapest truck dispatching program on the planet. All right. And then last thing I want to mention is you can go to dispatcheruniversity.com/calendar to book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of our dispatch specialists. So if you're following this free mini course, you're stuck anywhere, you have some questions, or you already have a truck dispatching business, but you need more help, you can book your free call and our dispatch specialists will help you out for free. Okay. Now there are limited spots available. So make sure that if you book a spot, you actually show up on time. If you don't show up, you will unfortunately get blacklisted and possibly even kicked from this group. So if you book a call, make sure you actually show up and respect their time. Okay. They're providing a lot of value to you guys for free. So make sure you actually respect that. But anyways, go ahead and book that call. It's very, very valuable stuff. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the quote of the day, which is by James Clear. And he said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." In other words, it doesn't really matter how big your goals and dreams are. They're only as important as the systems that you use to build them. Okay. If you have a really crappy system that you're building your entire business off of, you're going to have a really crappy result. That's essentially what James Clear is saying here. Obviously, I thought this fit really well for the topic of today's training video. Make sure that you actually build a proper system in your business, and you can do that through Truck.ai. So make sure you sign up for that. Okay. It's very, very important. Anyways, with all that out of the way, you know your homework for the day. All you need to do is sign up for Truck.ai and go through the Truck.ai training, whether through the school community or through the email that you're going to receive. Go through the training, set up your Truck.ai account, and connect your dispatching business to it. Okay. Get your sales process in order. And once you've done that, I will see you in the next training video. Welcome back to the final and most anticipated training video in this entire free mini course, which is the service. So in this training video, I'm going to break down how to actually dispatch loads, how to find high paying loads. I'm going to show you what the schedule is going to look like for you as a truck dispatcher, how the entire load booking process actually works from start to finish, and what tools and software you can use, and much, much more. So I'm just going to cover everything you need to know to actually dispatch loads. So I hope you guys are ready for that. And without further ado, let's just get right into it. All right. So here we are inside the service, and here's what we're going to cover in today's training video. We're going to start off by talking about the schedule, what your schedule is going to look like, what the average schedule for a dispatcher looks like. We're going to talk about the entire load booking process from start to finish. I'm also going to show you guys some tools and templates you can use to start up your truck dispatching business. These are necessary tools that you will need. And then finally, just going to summarize this entire video up for you at the end, give you your homework for this video as well. As always, if you haven't done so already, this is going to be my last time reminding you. Make sure that you sign up for the newsletter. You can go to dispatcheruniversity.com/newsletter, and you can sign up for important updates regarding the course. Also, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me there for exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. And on YouTube, it's Guild22. On Instagram, it's Guild22 LLC. And on TikTok, it's Guild22 Trucking LLC. And of course, I would really appreciate it if you guys help spread the word about this community. Share this course on your social media or with your friends and family. We can start a revolution and change people's lives together, but I need your help in order to do that. Quick warning, this is the most important video in the course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. And pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed to make it go by quicker. So with all that out of the way, let's just jump into the training video and talk about the schedule. So here's what the average day will look like for you as a dispatcher. If you have more services, if you have less services that you're providing, your day will look a little different, but on average, this is what you can expect. For the first 30 minutes of your day, from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Central Time, CST, you will do something called a driver checkup. In the driver checkup, you're going to do a few different things. First and foremost, you're going to check your carrier's location. Just make sure that they're on time for their delivery, they're in transit, or if they're at a shipper or receiver, that they have received a dock. Okay. So you can just text your carrier, you can call them, just check in with them. You will also want to check to make sure that they have available hours of service remaining. If you don't know what hours of service are, I don't have time to explain it in this video, so just Google it, but it's essentially the rules that apply to trucking companies or to truck drivers. They can't drive for 24 hours a day. There's only a certain amount of time that's allocated to driving. The rest of the time, they have to sleep, they have to rest, they have to take breaks. So that's what these rules dictate, and they're called hours of service. So you just need to make sure that you're following those rules and that the carrier or the truck driver has enough hours of service to run another load. A lot of the time, these drivers will forget to change their status, from on duty to off duty or from on duty to sleeper berth, whatever it might be. They forget to change their status and it keeps counting down their hours of service. So if you wake up one morning and you are expecting your driver to have 12 hours remaining, but you see that they only have 0 hours remaining, Obviously, something went wrong there. You will need to check in with them and probably call the ELD company and get that resolved. Anyways, after you do that, if you still have time remaining, you can plan the next hot market run. At this stage, you're not going to be doing a deep market analysis, but what you can do is start checking the terrain on a new route that you're thinking of running, okay? Or you can start checking the weather on the original routes that you usually run. You know, if you're running from Chicago to Indiana, check the weather, see if it's going to be raining, because that type of stuff, you know, if there's traffic or whatever it might be, that will affect your profitability. That will affect how much fuel you're wasting and also how much time it'll take you to get to your destination. You can also check the tolls, see if there's a way to get around the tolls. It might, you know, you might spend more money on fuel, but is it worth it if you avoid the toll? So just start doing little things like that. Make your dispatching service a little bit better than everyone else. But again, these two things are not necessary. The only two things you need to focus on in the first 30 minutes of every day is checking the carrier location and checking their hours of service. That's it. After you do that, the next 30 minutes will be spent working on admin tasks. So from 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., you're going to start doing some invoicing and accounting. You're going to start tracking the safety and compliance for your carriers. You're also going to be checking in with brokers, telling them and updating them on what the status is for your carriers and the load that you're delivering. You can also start adding loads that you've completed or picked up to your tracker sheet if you have like a Google Sheets that you're using, or to like a TMS software if you're using that. Now, if you're only providing dispatching as a service, you don't need to worry about the first two things, okay? However, we provide that as a service, so that's where we include it. And I know a lot of you guys want to provide additional services beyond just dispatching. You want to do the invoicing and accounting for your carriers. You want to track their SAFER score, you know, their safety score every single day. You want to make sure that they have all the paperwork done, all the permits are up to date, all the quarterly things that they have to fill out, the semi-annual, annual. You want to be responsible for that so you can charge them more money. If that's the case, this is when you can do that. Okay. So in the first hour of the day, you're basically just doing check-ins and admin tasks. That's it. The next few hours is what I like to call the money-making hours. Okay. This is when you actually start booking loads. So from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., typically, that's when we will book loads. We will start this off by doing a deep market analysis, use tools within the DAT software and also some third-party tools to just analyze the market, see what the regional market rate is looking like, what the national market, freight market is looking like. And again, we can talk more about that in the full course. I don't have enough time to do that right now. After you do the market analysis and you identify where the hot markets are, where you want to send your carriers to, you can start the load booking process. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like in detail in just a few minutes. And then finally, the last thing I want to mention to you guys is you want to make sure that you're booking loads in advance. You don't want to just book a load for today that delivers tomorrow and just sit back, you know? So say, for example, if your carrier is empty right now, you book a load, let's say they're in Chicago. You book a load from Chicago to Indiana and you're like, okay, great. It's 8 a.m. I found a load for my carrier. Okay, I'm done for the day. I'll go watch some Netflix or something. No, don't do that. Book the next load back from Chicago or book the next load from Chicago to another hot market. You want to make sure that you're staying proactive and that you're not reactionary. Okay. And that's how you actually make money in this industry. You want to have at least a day or two of load buffers, in there. Anyways, the last thing that you will encounter as a dispatcher is emergencies. So you will be responsible for handling some sort of emergencies. And you can either set this as business hours or you can provide 24/7 support. So whether, you know, if you have like different service packages like I do. So in the most basic package where we charge 8%, I believe 8 or 9% now, we will only provide business hour support. So from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's when we will handle all the emergencies. So if a load gets canceled, if there's some sort of transit issues, so like if you break down on the road while you're delivering a load, if things like that come up, we're only going to manage that from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. After that, it's a no-go. Okay, don't call us. But that's only for the most basic package. For the other two packages, we provide 24/7 support. Now, you guys might not want to do that. You might want to provide 24/7 support regardless of what package you choose. It's totally fine. At the end of the day, these emergencies that are going to come up, they're going to be very easily fixable. Just remember, at the end of the day, you are a truck dispatcher. You have no risk and no skin in this game. Okay. So these emergencies are just going to be a little bit of a headache that you have to deal with, but it's nothing too crazy. Okay. The carrier is responsible for fixing these issues that come up. You're just there to provide support and communication. That's it. You probably legally can't provide much more than that. Okay. You can't just fly out to them and fix their truck on the side of the road. All you can do if something like that happens is you communicate with the broker, let them know, hey, my carrier broke down. Is there anything we can do? Blah, blah, blah. And you can also find the carrier a mechanic nearby. That's how you would handle that emergency. Very simple stuff, as you can see. Okay. So this is all you really need to do to make $20,000 to $30,000 per month in profit, just running the business yourself. Okay. Very, very easy stuff. And you make a lot of profit. So as I mentioned before, the first 3 things you're going to do are just routine. This is what you can expect to do every single day. The handling emergencies part, that is going to come on a needs basis. Some days you might not have to deal with any emergencies. Some days you'll get back-to-back calls, for hours, what seems like. So again, you can set up your own system for that. You want to provide business hour support or 24/7 support. How do you want to deal with that? At the end of the day, no matter what you do, it's very easily fixable stuff that will come up. You don't have to stress too much about the emergencies. I know a lot of new dispatchers stress out about that. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. Okay. That's the entire schedule. And I would recommend you model this schedule that I have built for you. I used this when I was getting started in my truck dispatching business, and the dispatchers that we hire now, they follow a very similar model to this. It's tried and tested, and it works just like everything else I've taught you guys in this free mini course. Okay. Now, moving on. Let's actually talk about the load booking process. I kind of hinted at this when we were going through the schedule, but let me actually show you what the entire load booking process looks like and all the moving parts to it. So here's a full visual map of the entire process. Okay. It starts with calculating the cost per mile and it ends with you invoicing the carrier and making money. But as you can see, there's a lot of parts in the middle that you need to understand. So let's just walk through this step by step and start by discussing the first aspect, which is calculating your CPM. Before you even think about booking a load, you first have to determine the cost that your carrier incurs per mile to operate their truck. Okay. So how much money are they spending just to move their truck 1 single mile? And you need to know the CPM in order to set a rate per mile when you're negotiating with brokers. In a very simple example, just to explain to you guys, if you're booking a load for, let's say, $2.50 and your carrier's CPM is $2.60, you probably shouldn't book that load. Now, that might sound really obvious, but then it gets less obvious when you think about what if the load is for $2.50, the CPM of your carrier is $2, but you have to drive 100 miles to get to the pickup location. So you have a 100-mile deadhead. Okay. Is the load still worth it at that point? That's when you can start making those calculations out if you know both the cost and you know the revenue. You can only book high-paying loads if you first understand what high-paying means for your carrier specifically. Anyways, going back to what I was saying. When are you supposed to actually do this? When are you supposed to calculate the CPM? I would recommend you do this right after you onboard a carrier. So you go through the entire sales process, that funnel that we talked about. And at the end, when you do a sales call, the carrier shows up, they agree to the terms and they like everything that you're pitching them. They sign the contract and then you set up a call with them to onboard them, show them the technology, show them how you're going to work together, how you're going to send them loads, all that good stuff. On that onboarding call, I would start calculating their CPM with them. Okay. Start asking them, hey, how much are you spending on fuel? How many miles are you driving on average? What are you paying in truck parking? What are you paying for your ELD? All that good stuff. Figure out all their expenses and I'll show you what software you can use to do this. It's a really cool software. And I'll show you that at the end of this training video. It makes it very, very easy. So you'll just put in all your numbers in that software and it will shoot out a CPM that you and your trucker or your carrier can see. So do that right away. And then I would also recalculate the CPM every single month to make sure that my costs are dropping, that I can take action, take steps to reduce my carrier's costs so they can afford to keep paying me. And I can show them like, hey, look, we have decreased your costs. Because of that recommendation that I made, you drive more efficiently. We increased your miles per gallon and you're saving $1,000 a month on just fuel. So you can not only help your carrier make more money by dispatching loads to them, but you can also help them save money by, reducing their expenses. Again, that's getting a little bit more advanced, but I just wanted to tell you that is the first step. So you calculate the CPM. After that, you will do some market analysis. In this step, you're just going to analyze the freight market, obviously, and use tools to find hot markets. Okay. And you can find these hot markets using the tools within DAT. I will show you what plan you need to sign up with in order to unlock these tools later. But the reason you want to do this is because you want to gain leverage. The highest point of leverage you can have as a truck dispatcher, it's not in the magical words that you speak when you're negotiating rates, okay? That's only 10% of the work. 90% of the work and the money that you will make will come from location, where you position your carriers, what markets you position your carriers in. You want to position them, again, as I described the hot markets before, in an area with very high demand, a lot of shippers that want to move a lot of loads, but there's not enough carriers there, not enough capacity there to move those loads. So you can use tools in DAT, which surprisingly not a lot of truck dispatchers use that. They're very lazy. You can use those tools to make your carriers a lot of money, position them in the right areas, and then of course, book high paying loads. Now, I would recommend you do this market analysis step before you start posting trucks or looking for loads. Obviously, okay? Analyze the market first, do your research, then start posting trucks and looking for loads in those markets. So that's the second step, market analysis. The third step is where you start posting your trucks. You'll want to list all of your carrier's trucks on the load board that you're using. I recommend DAT, and you'll just enter the truck's specifications. So if you're working with a box truck, you'll say you have a 26-foot trailer. If you're working with a semi-truck, a 53-foot trailer, okay? What is the weight capacity that you can carry? What markets do you want to go to? What dates are you available? All that good stuff. Okay. That's where you will enter in all those specifications, basically put your truck on the market, similar to how brokers put loads on the market. And the reason you want to do this is because by posting your trucks, you're allowing brokers to contact you for emergency deliveries. Okay. So they're having some sort of emergency if they're reaching out to you to move a load, which means, of course, that you can get a higher pay from them. Usually they might be charging 20 to 30% for that same load that they will provide you for maybe 10%, maybe even 0%. Okay. They'll just be willing to not take any sort of money on that load just so they don't end up losing the shipper as a contract. So again, these can be very valuable loads and very easy to get, as long as you post your trucks. A lot of carriers, a lot of truck dispatchers are very lazy and they forget to do this step, and they don't benefit from these opportunities. Now, I like to start posting trucks after I do the market analysis and I find the hot markets. Okay. So I'll find a few hot markets across the nation. And then when I'm posting my trucks, I will mention, hey, this truck is only going to go into these different markets. So if you have a load for that, only contact me, for those routes. So that's that. After you post your trucks, you will of course start searching for loads. This is where, as the name suggests, you start looking for loads that match your carrier's truck type and their preference. Up until this point, you should have already done the market analysis and found the hot markets. I know you guys are probably getting annoyed by how many times I've said hot markets with the air quotes, but I apologize for that. All right. I'm going to say it a few more times in this video. But anyways, you found those hot markets and you've posted the trucks that are going to those hot markets. Now, when you're looking for loads, you're obviously going to be looking for loads in those hot markets. But not only that, that's just the bare bones of what you're going to be doing. You also want to make sure that you're keeping your carrier's preferences in mind. So during the onboarding process, your carrier must have told you, hey, I don't like to run these types of loads. I don't like to work with these types of companies. I only want to run local routes, or I only want to run regional or over the road, whatever it may be. they would have told you some sort of preferences that they have. You want to make sure that when you're booking loads, you prioritize their preferences first. Because if you keep them happy, if you keep those preferences in mind, your carriers will notice that and they will stick with you for a longer period of time. Because imagine, every single month that they stick with you, you're making an extra $2,000 to $2,500 per month. Okay. That is a very valuable contract. That's a very expensive contract. So make sure you actually invest time and energy into it. So just to give you guys a quick example, we work with a lot of Muslim owned owner operators and carriers. And if you know anything about Islam, being around pork, touching pork, eating pork, all that is prohibited. And so is alcohol. Okay. So we don't book any sort of loads that has pork products or alcoholic beverages. We don't book that for our Muslim owned owner operators. All of our dispatchers know this, and all the dispatchers that work with Muslim owned carriers that we're working with, they're also Muslim themselves. Okay. So they can talk in their language, they can communicate and have that extra connection. And just because we go that extra little mile that other dispatchers might not, we have had a insane retention on our Muslim owned carriers that we work with. On average, every single Muslim-owned carrier that we work with, they stick around for 2 years. Imagine that. 2 years. Okay. That is a insane retention rate. And it's only possible if you take care of the details. Anyways, with that little spiel out of the way, let's get back to the point. The reason you want to be searching for loads, kind of as I already mentioned, is because you will have control, as I explained in my example. You will have control over what type of loads you're booking, and you'll be able to cherry pick what lanes you want to run and what products you want to haul. So you'll set the filters and you only pick the loads that you want. And if you pair this with the carrier preferences, you will make a lot of money in the long haul. Okay. Now, when do you want to do this? Obviously, you want to be searching for loads almost every single day, sometimes even weekends, okay? Occasionally. So you'll do the market analysis, you'll post the trucks, and then you will start looking for loads. This is how you're going to find 95% of the loads that your carriers haul. Now, after you start looking for loads and you find something that might be worth booking, that's when you'll start negotiating rates. So you'll actually get on a call or through an email, hopefully through a call. That's where you want to be doing most of your negotiating. You will discuss the load details, the pickup time, the drop-off time, the detention, layover, all these little details. You will discuss that with the broker that posted that load. These details that you discuss are going to be very, very important because every penny counts in this industry. The difference between making $1.90 per mile and $2 per mile could be roughly $10,000 per year. That is $10,000 that your carrier will be losing out on just over a few cents. Now, as I mentioned before, you're not going to, make an extra $200, $300 on the phone negotiating with the broker. That's just not going to happen. Okay. You have very little leverage when you're already on the call with the broker. The most leverage you have is during the market analysis portion, positioning your carrier in the right markets. However, when you're negotiating rates, you're not trying to negotiate over the rate itself. You're trying to negotiate over the little details. All these little details that don't involve the rate is what's actually important when you're on a call with a broker. Okay. So I just want to clarify that. The most money you'll make is through positioning in hot markets. The little 10% that you make is on the call with the broker. That's what I'm trying to get across. Anyways, you will negotiate rates when you actually jump on the call with a broker. Sometimes they don't have their phone number in the load description. Sometimes they ask you to just email them, which is not ideal. If they provide both the phone number and the email, always choose the phone number. Anyways, let's assume everything looks right to you. The negotiation goes well. You like the load that you're discussing with the broker and you want to book it. What do you do next? You give the broker a confirmation. Yes, I want to book this load. Sounds good to me. They're going to ask you to send the carrier packet for your carrier, obviously. So what is this? A carrier packet is just a set of documents that establish your carrier's legitimacy and compliancy. So this packet will include a bunch of paperwork such as the MC authority of your carrier, verifying that they are a legitimate transportation company. Might also include the W-9, might include the certificate of insurance, making sure that they actually have all the proper insurance they need to deliver the load and carry it. It might also include the NOA, the notice of agreement if your carrier is working with a freight factoring company, and a few more documents. You're essentially going to gather all these documents during the onboarding process, save them on a Google Drive or just somewhere on your computer, and then you can just send it out every time you book a load. Okay. And again, the reason that you need to do this, the reason that brokers ask for this is because they need to verify your carrier's authority and insurance. And it also helps prevent freight fraud. This is a huge problem in the trucking industry right now. So when would you do this? When do you send the carrier packet? It's after you agree on the load details and you confirm with the broker that you want to book this load. And they will say, okay, sure, that sounds great. Send over the carrier packet. Okay, they'll just tell you that on the call or through email. So you send the packet over email and you tell them in that email, hey, I've sent you my carrier packet. Can you please send me the rate confirmation right away? Okay. And the rate confirmation is just a formal agreement for the rate and terms for transporting a load. This document is legally required and it ensures that a broker and carrier are clear on the load terms and the payment. In other words, this is a contract for the load that you just verbally agreed on. Okay. Until you sign this rate confirmation, you don't technically have that load. Even if the broker told you, yes, you can deliver this load. I agree on it. I'll the load details with you. You can deliver this load. Until you actually sign the rate confirmation and send it back to the broker, you don't actually have this load. So you want to make sure that after you identify what load you want to book, that you send over the carrier packet right away. You tell the broker to send you the rate confirmation right away. And then within 10 to 30 minutes, typically, they should send you a rate confirmation. Okay. So within those 10 to 30 minutes, I would reach out a few times. Okay. Once or twice. Just make sure that the broker is, working on the rate confirmation and sending it to you. After you get the rate confirmation, sign it right away, drop everything else you're doing, sign that, get it sent back out. At that point, that is your load. Okay. So congratulations. You have booked your first official load. Now, when would you do this? Of course, it's after the broker approves the carrier packet, you sign and send the rate confirmation right away, as I've already mentioned. After you've sent over the rate confirmation, then you will dispatch the load to your carrier. So you finally booked the load. You actually have the load and you're going to be the one delivering it, or your carrier is. So you want to send the details over to the carrier. You want to instruct the driver on the load details, including the pickup, the delivery time, and also any special instructions that might have come with the load. Now, it's very important you don't mess this step up, okay? Because if you miss some key details, this could lead to rejected loads and thousands of dollars in lost revenue. So if your carrier was a box truck and they were supposed to show up with a pallet jack or something along those lines, and you just forgot to tell them, they could get rejected at the shipper. So they'll drive all those miles, get rejected, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. You just lost them, not only the lost revenue, the carrier lost that money, but also the amount of money that they spent just to get there. This would be a massive failure on your part if you miss this easy step. Okay. But a lot of people just skim through this step. Make sure that you're actually providing all the details. And again, you do this after the rate confirmation is signed and the load is booked. You send over all the details that your carrier needs at that point only. And then finally, after you dispatch the load, after the carrier has delivered the load or whatever it might be, the last step is finally making money from your carrier. It's invoicing them. So you send them a formal bill to your carrier, to your truck driver, owner operator for the service that you provided. You can do this weekly, bi-weekly, you could do it monthly. It's all up to you and your business, whatever you have laid out in your contract. Us, for our truck dispatching business, we do weekly. So every single week, the same day, Monday, we will send out an invoice to all of our carriers for the services that we provided. Now, the obvious reason you'll want to do this is because you want to get paid for your truck dispatching service. You want to make money as well. But another note I'll make is that once you start working with a lot of carriers, you start working with 10 to 20 trucks, you start making $40,000 to $50,000 per month in profit. I would recommend at that point you start reinvesting like a majority of that money back into your business, or just start investing it into investment accounts. You don't need $20,000 to $30,000 per month for personal expenses. Okay. You don't need to buy a Lamborghini. You don't need to buy a mansion. You don't need to buy like a fancy expensive clothes. You don't need to do all that. Okay. Don't go crazy. Spend most of your money back into your business. Keep growing it. Keep getting more customers. Spend more money on marketing. Outbid all your competitors. Make your business fantastic, phenomenal. Grow your business to the next level. If you don't do that, I've seen a lot of people, rise really quickly, but then they end up blowing all their money. They think like, oh, I've made it. And then all of a sudden they start tanking when the business changes a little bit. So don't fall into that trap. Okay. Just a little note that I want to mention. Now, again, you can invoice your carriers, as I mentioned before, on a set schedule. You decide when the payment schedule is going to look like. And regardless of when your carriers get paid, you will get paid on that schedule. So if in your contract you've laid out, I'm going to invoice you every single week for my services, that's when you're going to invoice them. Okay. It doesn't matter when the carrier gets paid. So for example, for this load that we booked for this carrier, they're probably not going to get paid for this load for the next 60 or 90 days if they're not factoring that load. Okay. But it doesn't matter to us. We don't care when they're getting paid. We still want to get paid for our services. I just want to make that distinction because I always get that question. New dispatchers will come to me and be like, hey, my carrier, it's going to take like my carrier's like 60 or 90 days to get paid for this load that he just delivered. So how is he supposed to pay me? I mean, that's up to them. They need to have that cash flow. That's why we recommend they work with a factoring company so they get payment immediately so they can pay for your services. But anyways, that's a discussion for another day. So that was the entire load booking process. Okay. It might seem very complicated because I just threw a lot of information at you. If you're confused, just go back and watch this training video again. It will make sense because I've gone into a lot of detail. Okay. So you'll have to go through it a few times and take some notes, but it's a lot of simple steps that you need to do in order to book loads. As you start to do it, as you start to practice it yourself, it will become much, much easier. But anyways, with all this out of the way, let's get into the tools and templates you need to set up a successful truck dispatching business. So these are the 4 tools you need. First and foremost, you need a trucker calculator. This is what you'll use to calculate the CPM and all the financials for the trucking companies that you work with. And not only that, but you can also provide statistics. You can provide graphs and charts, show your carriers easily, how much money they're spending, how much money they're making every single day, every single week, where all of their money is going to, and how much profit they're left with. Okay. Again, this is what you can use to do all the accounting and the financial tracking for your carriers. It's just an extra service you can provide every single week that you're talking to your carriers. You can just pull this graph up and just show them very easily what you've done for them. This is a very necessary tool. You need this even if you're just getting started. And as you can see, it's super, super cheap. $15 per month for 1 truck, $80 per month for up to 5 trucks. Also, if you want a 10% off discount for lifetime, you can get that by unlocking it in the school community. So if you level up in the school community, I've already shown you guys this. Once you level up in the school community, you can unlock it and get the special affiliate link in there. Anyways, that is the trucker calculator. The next thing you need is DAT, or a load board. So DAT is the one that I would recommend, and the plan that I recommend you get is the $199 per month plan. It's called DAT Select 1, I believe. And that's the plan that all of our dispatchers are on. And again, it's $199 per month. You get all the market analysis tools that you need in order to find those hot markets that I keep mentioning. And again, if you use my link, by getting to level 3, you can unlock that link. You can get 10% off for 12 months. This will end up saving you around $240 in your first year. So again, just another bonus that you can unlock for free just by being active in this community and leveling up. The third thing you need is a TMS software. Okay, this is where you're going to track all the loads that your carriers have been doing and also tracking their location. So all the carriers that you work with, they're going to be using different softwares, different ELDs. So you just want to make sure that you integrate all that into one software. You don't want to open up like 7 tabs and try to manage all these different trucks that you're working with. Okay, that's just not going to be efficient. So you can use a software like Carrier TMS. It's free for the basic plan. If you want to upgrade, get some IFTA reporting and some sort of statistics reporting, you can unlock that for $25 per truck. Again, super cheap. And then finally, we've already talked about this, Truck.ai. This is your entire sales process. So this is going to be $0 for 30 days, for the first 30 days, and then it's $97 per month thereafter. So as you guys can see, for about $300 to $500 per month, you can start a truck dispatching business making around $10,000 in revenue. That is a crazy profit margin that you won't find in a lot of other businesses. Okay. This is a crazy opportunity, a fantastic opportunity. So make sure that you actually take advantage of it. Use all these tools to help you out. These are all the essential tools that you need. Now, before I wrap up this video, before we go to the summary, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page about the roadmap. So first and foremost, this is where we are right now. Okay. Hopefully by now you have introduced yourself, you have created a value post, and now by watching this training video, you have completed the mini course. If you're missing any of these steps, make sure that you complete them first. Okay. I'm not just making you do this for fun. It's very necessary if you want to get maximum value out of this entire community. The next thing you need to do is book your one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of my dispatch specialists. These specialists are there to help answer any of your questions about truck dispatching. So as you made your way throughout this entire course, you might have had some questions. You might still be confused about something. You can just jump on a free coaching call and get help from them. So make sure you do that right now by going to dispatcheruniversity.com/calendar. Okay. We only have a limited amount of spots available. So if you can't find anything available, there's no spots open, just wait a day and come back and try again the next day. So that's what you need to do next. And when you're on the call, the dispatch specialist will unlock the bonus that we have for you, the roadmap completion prize that we have for you. So with that, you have fully completed the roadmap. You're probably level 3 in the community right now. So you've unlocked the trucker calculator link. So 10% off for lifetime. So you have that link. You're saving money there. And you're also getting a DAT load board for 10% off for the first year. So you're saving $240 over there if you use the same plan that I'm on. You've technically earned money just by going through this roadmap. Okay. So pat yourself on the back for that. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get into the summary of this training video. First and foremost, let's talk about the first thing that you need to understand is just your schedule. So make sure that you schedule out your day as a dispatcher. You run your business, not the other way around. So feel free to schedule out your day, kind of like what I already showed you in this training video. The second thing you need to do is follow the exact step-by-step load booking process to secure high-paying loads. I walked you through this entire process from start to finish in this training video. Okay. I didn't hold anything back. So right now, you know exactly what you need to do in order to book high-paying loads. If you want to learn how to do it and how I do it, then you can sign up for the full 5-week truck dispatcher training program. But again, even without that, you have all the knowledge that you need. The next thing you need to do is to download the tools that I mentioned in this training video. If you want to save a lot of money, you can unlock my affiliate link by leveling up in our school community. So if you remember, I've negotiated some special offers for you guys that will help you save hundreds of dollars if you use my link to sign up. And again, you can do that only by leveling up in this school community and unlocking it for free. The last thing you need to do is to, of course, book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of my dispatch specialists and unlock that roadmap completion gift that I promised you guys. This is the last step you need to take in order to complete that entire roadmap that we've been working towards. Okay. You're almost at that finish line. Get free help while you can and book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call. Again, one of my specialists will help you out, help answer any questions that you have about truck dispatching, how to get started, how to find carriers, how to book loads, any question that you might have. You can ask them, they will help you out for free. So take advantage of this while you can. Anyways, as always, I would really appreciate it if you guys go to dispatcheruniversity.com/review and leave a testimonial. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this free mini course. I spent a lot of time on it. So hopefully it was able to deliver some value. You're able to understand how to set up a successful truck dispatching business from scratch. Okay. And if you leave a testimonial, it's going to take you 30 seconds. You'll automatically enter in to win some special prizes. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Helps me out and it helps you out as well. And of course, if you haven't done so already and you're interested in the full 5-week truck dispatching program, you can go to school.com/dispatcheruniversity and we guarantee that you will make $5,000 per month in 6 months. All you need to do is finish the training, finish the homework, and provide a weekly update. If you do those 3 things, and after 6 months, you're not making at least $5,000 per month, you will get all your tuition money back, guaranteed. No one is going to offer you anything like that, and it's only $97 per month to get started. So if you're interested, make sure to go check that out. And then finally, if you haven't done so already, as I mentioned before, the next step you need to take, go to dispatcheruniversity.com/calendar to book your free one-on-one dispatch coaching call with one of our specialists. We only have limited spots available. So if you go on there and you see that there's no spot available, just wait another day, come back the next day and check again. There should be spots available. Also, just a reminder, if you do book a call, please make sure you show up on time. If you don't, you will get blacklisted and potentially even kicked from this group. These specialists are taking time out of their day to help you out and provide you free coaching. Okay. So please make sure you respect their time because they will respect yours and show up. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get into the quote of the day, which is by Mark Zuckerberg. And he said, "The biggest risk is not taking any risk." And I think this quote fits perfectly into the situation that you are in right now. Okay. Because right now you have two options. You can either ask for more help if you still don't feel ready. You maybe want more in-depth knowledge on how this truck dispatching business works. You need more support, more personalized support. If that's the case, sign up for the full 5-week training program. You know where to get that. Okay. It's only $97 per month, but you need to take that step forward, take that risk, and join the private community. The second option you have is to just get started. You have the knowledge, you feel comfortable, you just need to put it into action. Don't just be one of those people that just learns for free all day long, but never actually takes any action. Again, you need to make a decision. Do you want more help from me, or do you just want to get started? Because if you take the third option and not do anything, you will definitely fail. Okay. That is the biggest risk that you can take. So with that being said, you have finally come to the end of Dispatcher University Lite, and you've completed this entire free mini course. So congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. Make sure you take that next step if you haven't done so already. Sign up for that free one-on-one dispatch coaching call, and I'll see you guys there.